What is up, everybody? It's me, your girl, the producer Kira. Once again, starting off the show because Tantalizing Tony is not here right now. He will be here very shortly. So if you only came on to see him, I would wait. I'd stick around. But we do have two co-hosts already here. This is a wonderful time. This is the wrapping up of WrestleMania season. So please help me introduce our two co-hosts of the night, Mr. Bobby Rascals from the All About Wrestling podcast. Yay! And of course, Anthony Blackwell Jr. Woohoo! Hello, guys.
Yo, first off, before we do anything, everyone in that chat, there's a button down here that says thumbs up. Hit that and hit that share button. Because before this stream ends, if we all work together and we all use our platforms, we all use our words, and don't just share it and just share it, write something. Say, hey, everybody, this family has worked so, I'm not going to say all the curse words explicit, but they work so damn hard to get to this 10K. And it might not be Mania week. It may not be Monday after WrestleMania. We're going to finish the damn story tonight. And we're all going to do it together. We're going to do it as a wrestling content family. And everyone who's involved, just take a share button, be like, listen, this family works so hard. Take 2 seconds out of your day, come in, hit subscribe, and then you can leave forever. But let's get that 10K right here, right now, tonight, live on the Tantalizing Tony Show.
Yes, that'd be awesome. We've been trying so hard.
The blood, sweat, and tears that everybody has put forth. 10K, folks, all of you in the chat, everybody on the screen. Man, WrestleMania week, what an awesome week. The greatest WrestleMania of all time came home.
Yes, we can actually say that it was the greatest WrestleMania of all time because it was. Like that the 2 nights and all of the events leading up to the 2 nights of WrestleMania was just all the matches perfectly executed. Everything was amazing.
I don't know about that. I don't want to be that guy. I think there's two moments that I just didn't do it for me.
Okay. Now I know I've heard there's a lot of people that didn't think so highly of WrestleMania, or they had a few moments.
I will say it is the best WrestleMania. There's 2 moments that I did not like, and there's an overall arc to the moments I don't like, and I can justify it. I'm not being a hater, but we'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah. I feel like because it's always better live. So I don't know how it was received on TV. I still haven't watched it on TV yet, but once I watch it on TV, maybe I'll get what you mean. But as far as it being live, it was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. The crowd was hot. The matches were great. The entrances, we had a lot more dramatic entrances this year. It was amazing. So before we get into anything, let's do a roll call. Because I know Tantalizing Tony is going to get mad at me if I don't say hi to everybody in the chat. So hello, Jen, Tom. Welcome back, Tom. You've been gone for a while. Dahlia. Hello, Dahlia. Fresh Take.
Is that a giraffe?
It's coming back.
Yes.
I believe it is.
I'd be creeping on people's photos when they pop up when they have them, like a giraffe. That's a choice.
Hello, Dion.
Go back. What was that? Is that a cut up?
Is that a sponge?
All right. Sorry.
Filet minion.
A minion.
A minion. Filet minion.
He cut up a minion.
Jasmine. Poor Jasmine. Yeah, Roman lost. We'll get into it. Yankee Nation. Hello. Oh, he's back.
So sorry.
Jason, you didn't miss anything. We just started the show. Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. Lorraine, EW1, Thomas Aker, two-time cancer survivor. We love you. Local Pro Wrestling, and Mick. All right. Take it over, Dan.
Look at Mick with his, pull that back up real quick. Sorry. Look at Mick with that American Nightmare baseball jersey looking sharp. Looking sharp.
I'm sorry.
As we put your chairs here in the background. Also, I can't click it to pull it up. Big Hirsch is here. Big Hirsch, I want to give you a quick shout out. Getting called out by Pat McAfee on commentary, watching Nia do her work. That was cool, front row. Big Hirsch doing cool stuff with the Connor's Cure Fund, and got to hang out with Pat. And Pat, for Pat McAfee to shout you out personally by name on commentary is super dope, and very jealous as a huge Pennsylvania Pat McAfee lover. That's all stuff.
Just so you know, Big Hirsch is collecting sneakers, and we'll talk about that too. We're trying. Yeah, he'll be transferring from North Carolina to me, and I'll be taking from here to Boston. So if you guys have any shoes that you haven't worn or if you want to buy a pair, we'll talk about that down the road. I'm sorry I'm late. I had a little family thing, but I had to run out really quick. I apologize. First of all, I don't know what you guys talked about, but let me start here. First of all, let me say thank you to everybody that's here. Hope you guys had a great WrestleMania week. I got a chance to see Bobby Rousey for a quick second. It was pandemonium. Listen, here's the thing about WrestleMania weekend, everybody. And I didn't get to bump into Blackwell. People don't realize that when you're booked somewhere and doing things, it's impossible. If you're not booked at the same places, it doesn't matter. Because me and Bobby were supposed to hook up on Sunday, we couldn't. Me and Blackwell stood together on Thursday, we couldn't. I was literally at the Sheraton, Philadelphia, with Victoria Crawford, also known as Alicia Fox, with Big Bucks Bobby, Mr. Ruda, Kira, and Michael, and I couldn't leave that place. I couldn't even get to Bust It Open. I was invited to Bust It Open and couldn't go. It was crazy.
It's nuts. Philly.
It's nuts.
I personally never experienced a Mania week. I had nothing to do with anything WWE related, but just the independent scene, the people bouncing back and forth from show to show. Like somebody would literally be in a ring, wrestle, get out of the ring, towel off, go to their opponent, be like, "Hey man, great match. You want to go over stuff real quick? Cool. No, get in a car, drive across town, go to another show, wrestle again. Like it's hustle and bustle all week.
It's crazy. Now, Bobby, we didn't get a chance to talk because we had a plan for WrestleMania and it didn't plan out because just life. Next year we'll figure something out. But what was your plans? Because I only saw you that one day, the Saturday. Now you were there both days, right?
Yeah, I was there Saturday, Sunday. Everything was on a fly. Like we ended up getting a police escort into the stadium,
Nice.
which was awesome. That's on Instagram.
Nice.
We took some interviews in front of the trailer with the big images. We saw Bobby Lashley up close. We met Summer Rae, spoke with her shortly. There's a video, I didn't post it yet, but there's pictures of us. Colin Vasallo from Wrestling Online flew in. We took pictures with him. We talked with him. It was chaos. It was just all over the place. Wasn't nothing planned. I interviewed a Kane. I'm not gonna say midget. He was a shorter version of Kane. He was shrunk down. He ended up trying to choke slam me. So that was pretty cool. So it was awesome.
What was your favorite interview you got over the week?
Probably Kane, because it was so unorthodox. It was so unorthodox, and it was so random, and everything just fell in place. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Real quick shout out to the city of Philadelphia. Well, it was rainy, it was cold, it was miserable. Like when there was spots of sunlight, we took advantage of it. But bro, it did not slow down that wrestling week at all. Dude, it poured down rain, and everyone still was super high energy, super into it. I'm sorry, Chicago. I'm sorry, New York. I'm sorry, everybody. Philadelphia is a die-hard wrestling city, man. Like,
die-hard.
Yeah, it didn't slow. Like cold weather, who cares? They were out there in troves, and it was awesome. It was if the power of professional wrestling, that love that was there all week from the independent scene to the WWE main spectacle was just contagious.
I want to say this is that I'm a New York guy. You know this. I'm not a big Philly fan. I mean, I think the city's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an Eagle fan. I'm not a Flyer fan. I'm not a Philly fan. I'm no kind of fan when it comes to Philadelphia. But I'll say this. There wasn't one mean person that I dealt with. I dealt with a couple of a-holes now here and there, but they were out-of-towners.
Of course, they're probably from New York.
They probably were. I probably were. The city of Philadelphia opened their arms to us. It was a great, great time. Before I get into something, let me say hi real quick to people on Instagram. Rewind, recap, relive. Listen, these guys, Josh and Jeremy, the nicest guys on earth, came by and saw me at the convention center at WrestleCon. You know what's up? Ghost Heads. Stephanie, who represents Mark Henry and AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar. I love you. Tone didn't entertain. What's up, Tone? How you doing? Good to talk to you. I met him at I met so many people at the WrestleCon. Philly Boy, RJB, everybody in the chat on Instagram. Thank you for supporting me, and of course, my guest of honor, Victoria Crawford, formerly known as Alicia Fox. She was very happy with you guys. I'll be honest with you, we did very well. I'm not going to give you a number because that's tacky, but I will say this. There's a couple new titles on my shelf. I'll just put it to you that way. Let me also say this about Blackwell. So, guys, let me tell you this broke down. Blackwell gives me a call. He goes, hey, let's do a show. You're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Now, it may not happen tonight, which is cool. Because I don't got a problem with that. But guys, this journey that I've been on the last 2 years has been up, down, sideways, backwards, forward, craziness. You have no idea. So if you're watching on Twitter, and I can tell you people watch right now, if you're watching on Twitter, please go to Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show and go there and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, thank you, Kira. I got my cup. So we got about 7, 8, 9, 10 of these because what we did was after the show's over, we scanned the whole arena and we pick up every cup and go home and wash them.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
We're no dummies.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
We got a lot. Sorry, not Twitter X.
Humble caught you guys on the local Philadelphia news station. I also made the news at Labor of Love. I was rings. They did like a little impromptu match, and the news came. I don't know who the news anchor was, but she was. I'm gonna sound pretty rude and disrespectful, but she was an idiot. She was an absolute idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. She came in, and there was a wrestler there who flew in from. I believe he came from like Canada or something, but he was Mexican, but he's from Japan, and she couldn't wrap her brain around that. And she kept like trying to talk to him in 2 different languages. He's like, hi. And she's like, so are you Mexican or Japan? He's like, my nationality is Mexican, but I live and from Japan. And she just couldn't. I was like, you're a news anchor. How are you not cultured enough to figure that out? Like I don't know. It was bad. It was really bad. I'm like, you got a job, and people, I don't know. It just end of rant.
Like, it's crazy. Anthony, I just sent you some so I can just grab it myself. Because I did. Let me tell you, one thing about when you're on TV, everybody tries to get on and steal your moment. And I had a really good promo going, and some guy jumped in and blew it. I did make the news, but I would have made it longer if this freaking jabroni hadn't cut me off. But I'm gonna see if I can share it with you guys real quick. And forgive me. I know everybody's got to go. I called Bobby Rassel's last second. I said, "Will you join us?" Sure, bro. Like, the guy is the GOAT. Let's see if I can find this real quick. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to produce this myself while Kira is over there. I know
it's the easiest way for you and your team to record.
All right, here we go.
Excited, beyond excited.
It's not on screen. Oh, there it goes.
Not miss the chance.
Look at you in the background. I see that big butt. Go back. Let's see that dump truck back there.
Please for this.
Not miss the chance. Not miss the chance.
Yeah.
Look at him back there. Look at him back there.
When there, I'm signing autographs. Okay.
He's signing while twerking, folks.
Signing autographs while I'm twerking. Look at that,
bro. Real quick, that encapsulates Tony in a nutshell, bro. He is always on. Like it's not just like, hey, the camera's not like he's grinding, hustling every single person who walks by him. Big Bucks, Bobby, Kira, Little Mikey, like that's them the whole time. They walk in, they demand a presence, they do what they got to do. They're grinding. Like it's more than just hitting live and turning a camera on for this family. And this is why. If you can take a couple seconds to hit that share button and get it out there. But like he doesn't even realize he's on the news yet. And he doesn't even see the cameras. He's just doing him. He's expressing his love of professional wrestling to everyone around. Like that is a great representation. I know I'm making fun of his butt, but it's a great representation of how hard he works, even when the cameras aren't even on him.
So the kid has a briefcase, right? He said to me, after this autograph, I'm going to cash in. So, being that Kira is pre-med, wink, wink, she didn't medically clear me, so since I already couldn't do it,
yeah.
I'm no dummy.
Missed the chance to get in on the WrestleMania 40 fun. She took off work to be here.
Absolutely. I took off like the next 5 days for this.
A lifelong wrestling fan, she lives in Jersey. So when she found out WrestleMania would be in Philly for the first time since the 90s,
the belts were great too, guys.
So excited, and it's just like Philadelphia.
Look at Big Bucks.
The best place to have WrestleMania, and just like the environment, all the people here.
That excitement was shared by just about everyone here.
WrestleMania 40, let's go!
Fans packed into the WWE Superstore, some in costume, buying special Philly WrestleMania merch. Then tens of thousands bought tickets.
We
to
did
enter
this too. This is
WWE
awesome.
World,
We'll show you guys.
a 5-day ultimate fan experience.
I've got as many VIP tickets.
She's in Mania
as I can
Club.
This fan is from the UK. Her first time in Philly.
get. We're hoping to go to see Liberty Bell and everywhere and get a Philly cheesesteak.
It's so cool how it's so international this week was.
Yeah.
So pumped to see wrestling superstars like The Rock.
I told my husband we were literally just standing at the main stage until he comes out. I want to see The Rock.
Boo.
WrestleMania is a must-watch spectacular for wrestling fans. The biggest event of the year. This YouTuber superfan has been going in person for decades.
I was at the first WrestleMania in 1985. True story.
Then there are newer fans.
True story.
Like Rose Phillip has his dad.
Get him. Get him.
That experience I had growing up. I've done this before. Me and my wife have met live. We met John Cena. And I just want to continue the tradition with them. And he loves it, as you can see.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Sorry. Here, help. I got it.
It's still playing the audio.
I got it. Yeah, it was great. We made the news, of course, and then everybody wanted to interview us. Michael was real. I don't know if you guys remember when Michael first started on the show, real reserved and everything, and he has just blossomed. He got the interview. So I talked to this guy named, what's his name, Kira? DS from Ring the Bell, BELLE, Asian gentleman who told me that, hey man, you should put your son in some more videos. People
Real
like
quick, he runs his own wrestling promotion called Bell, but it's BEL, but it's a 100% fully female wrestling promotion. From the card from top to bottom is only female talent, all up and down the Northeast coast and all over the world, and they showcase women's wrestling and that just to kind of give them a little more.
Yeah, and he doesn't interview men, but he interviewed me, which is crazy. He told me, where did you come from? I've never seen. He's so like flamboyant. He goes, I've never seen anybody like you. I love it. And he was a cool guy. So there was so many things we did. And before we get into like the actual topic, I've been to a few manias, and I want to say this honestly. Working with a talent is not what you should do if you want to have fun at WrestleMania. I told you I partially tore my ACL over the weekend. Yeah, wow. my foot got caught in the elevator. I was trying to hold it, and I turned my body, and I heard the pop. So it's partially torn. I was in severe pain up until maybe an hour ago. I'm good for now. We'll talk about that later. But it was tough. We had to walk. We didn't walk that many places because we were close. Our hotel was close to the other convention center. We walked to the convention center and we took a 2-minute drive to Sheridan where WrestleCon was. Interviewed a lot of people. Bill Alfonso kissed me on the lips.
Jealous.
Yeah. Matt Cardona and I cut a promo together. I don't even know if that's up. There's so much content.
I think there's a video of that up.
It might be on Twitter. We have so much content. It's crazy. Michael interviewed Chris Van Vliet. He interviewed Mark Henry. He interviewed AJ Francis, known as Top Dollar. He finally got to meet Bianca Belair. And when I tell you that this kid was on the edge of his, like, he was nervous. He was so nervous. And it was crazy. So let me tell you what we did, guys. So, the way Fanatics took this over, where they take pictures, so you can't talk to them, and they don't sign. $200 to take a 2-second picture, and they move you along. I was not having that. Now, if you noticed, I took a picture of Cody Rhodes, but we spoke. He said, stay tantalizing. I learned it from Blackwell. We had the lavalier mics, mic'd myself, and we just talked. I said, listen, Cody, Cody's nice. I said, look, my daughter's right there. I have a podcast. He goes, where's she? Oh, there she is. I said, my catchphrase, stay tantalizing. So he goes, stay tantalizing. Stay tantalizing. So he wasn't even world champion yet. Aha. Then I figured if I did it, maybe Mikey, they're not going to push a little kid along. So Mike, and is it up there? We didn't put the video up yet, right, Kira? It'll be up soon. But Mike got to talk to her like for a good 2 minutes, and she put him over. He gave her a card. He goes, I need you to subscribe or be on our show. But I want to say this on camera in front of this kid. Come here. So, and Kira pointed this out to me because, I get very like, and I don't want to be that dad that pushes your kid to do something he doesn't want to do. So I made sure to ask Mike. I said, Mike, do you want to interview guys? He goes, yeah, sure. I like it. I want to give him cards too. So let me ask you a question. Do you like interviewing this weekend?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it might be my kid. I got to look into this. There's got to be more to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Your kid's an interviewer.
He is an interviewer. So let me ask you this question. You interviewed Chris Van Vliet. Remember you interviewed him and he asked you who your favorite interview was. You told him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who else did you interview? Remember?
Chris Van Vliet.
Chris Van Vliet, Mark
Henry.
AJ
Francis.
Good job. And a lot of people. And now let me ask you a question. This was your first WrestleMania. When you walked into the hallway, what do you call that? The rotunda, whatever you call it. And you saw all those people. What did you think?
What hallway?
When you walked into, you saw all the people at WrestleMania.
Oh, I liked it.
You liked it?
Mm-hmm.
What happened when Roman lost? Go ahead, tell the story.
Cody pinned Roman and Avengers went to war.
Avengers went to war?
Cody's team won, and I was so sad. I want to show you guys the video.
I think they seen the video where you're mad. We'll even clip it right now. But I want to tell you something in front of everybody because everybody supports us. I've been to a lot of WrestleManias, right? I mean, a lot. And I always have a great time. And my knee was hurting me and it was freezing. And I didn't care. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I know you don't be okay, but slide over. Honestly, guys, I want to hit this 10,000 subscribers tonight. It might not happen. I don't care. But I want to honestly tell you guys that this isn't for views. This isn't for subscribers. I would not have gotten through this weekend without these three. These kids, young adults, keep me humble. They call me out on my crap. I was very ornery this weekend. I was having a bad week. I had a lot of confrontation with people. I got into a couple scrapes, a couple scuffles because people want to run their mouth, and I'm not having it anymore. But I want to honestly say that to Kira, to Big Bucks Bobby, to Michael, I had the best time of my life. This was the greatest WrestleMania. And it wasn't because of what happened. I mean, in the ring was incredible. We never seen nothing like it. But they made it that much better because I was watching their faces when Rhea Ripley won. Kira goes, "That's right. Easy work." Like her attitude came out. And when Damian Priest cashed in, the look on her face was priceless. When Cody Rhodes won, because Bobby's a Cody Mark, he went crazy. And even though Michael's guy lost, a lot of his people did win. And he was even though he was upset that Roman lost, he still was happy for Bobby. And it was honestly, I was honored to be at WrestleMania, but not because of that, of the whole thing. I was honored to be with them. It was literally the best day of my life. Thanks to everybody else who was involved. Ruda was incredible over the weekend. You have no idea what me and Ruda went through. These are stories I can never tell on camera what we went through. And I want to say this. All right, get out of here. Beat it. You bothering. I want to say this.
Get out of here, you bums.
And this, I don't care who hears this. And I'm looking to the camera. There will be people that see this, and there will be people that don't see it. But I'm going to tell you this. There are a lot of haters in this business. There are a lot of people who are way higher on the food chain than me in this business that can't stand me. Good. Because you guys that, I know who you are, who look at my face and talk behind my back, good. You got the big numbers. But guess what? I'm coming for all the cookies. I'm coming for everything. I know why you hate me now. And I'm thin-skinned because I like everybody, but I learned something this weekend about myself is that I don't need your approval. I don't need you guys because you guys know I'm breathing down your neck. See, put this on a t-shirt. I'm not thirsty. I'm hungry. And I'm coming for everything. So all you content creators that are backstabbers and liars and butt kissers and brown noses, you're doing great right now. But when I get my foot, your brown noses, your ham and eggers, your jobbers, when I get my foot in the door, get ready to leave, exit, goodbye, adios, because I'm coming for everybody, and you know who you are. Thanks.
Yep.
I'm
Man,
done.
Yo, dude,
playing.
I heard it's hilarious you say that. I heard the same stuff this weekend. Like people come like, "Yo, like, what did you do with this content creator?" Like, what do you mean? They're like, "Oh, they didn't have a lot of positive things to say about you," and I was like, "That's fine." Like, because when I was at my lowest, everyone thought it's the easiest time to put their foot on my neck, and I was just like, "You picked the wrong time."
And I want to tell you this because Bobby wrestles, and as well as Ruder, and you told me the same thing. Look, people think when you're older than somebody else, you can't learn. I'm older than all these guys, and they've taught me so much about this part of the business. I know stuff that you guys don't know about the ring, about how to, actually bump. And by the way, guys, I lost some good footage. I will tell you this real quick. I took 3 major chops from Lance on Hawaii in the convention center. He broke the blood vessels in my chest. The first one I took, the second one I took, the third one I actually bumped, and it almost knocked the chop. Literally knocked me into next Thursday. I didn't know what day it was for about an hour. He hit me that hard. He hit me that hard that I literally forgot where I was. The Samoan dynasty, don't play games with them. These guys are for real. They're the real deal. So when you see Jacob Fatu, who I consider a good dude, a friend of mine, Lance, Alpha Jr., Samu, all these guys, the Great Alofa, all of them, they ain't playing no games. They ain't playing no games.
I think Lance is on the come up. I think we might be seeing Lance on TV soon.
Very soon. Bobby, how was it for you and me and more?
I'll tell you what. I've never been to WrestleMania. When they came to Philly in the 90s, I didn't go. Everybody's saying this is the greatest WrestleMania ever. Well, I've never experienced a WrestleMania prior to this. So my question is, do I go to another one? I'm just saying, if this was the greatest, if this was the top of the top, how do you top that?
How do you top it?
I've still haven't been to a Mania, but watching Manias, I would say this is top tier.
So since we talk about Manias, let's get into it. Let's get into Mania. Let's just go. Forget Saturday. Let's go to the main event. Let's just do it. Let's just go there now.
Can I just give my 2 bones of 2 spots?
Of course. Of course.
There's 2 matches that bothered me. One is just the Philadelphia Street Fight. Watching at home, I did not need Snoop Dogg on commentary. Snoop Dogg made a mockery of that match. That match already was struggling to find its own because everyone in that match is so insanely talented and they should be monsters within the company, but they're not being treated as such. Snoop Dogg made that match a joke, and that entire match was to put over Bully Ray, and it did nothing for anybody involved in it. It was a match to put over Bully, and I didn't enjoy it. Like I feel like all of those 3 talent or those 6 people needed more love, and it was essentially putting over a legend. After this week, I will say this right now, I'm over the legends bit, right? I respect legends in this business. I respect everything you've done. But here's what made the Attitude Era special. The Attitude Era was special because they didn't lean on the past to go forward. They didn't bring in old school people to come and elevate the company to the next level. The new guys stepped up and made wrestling what it is. They didn't get signed to TKO and do all this stuff because legends were walked in. Rhea Ripley's, the Roman Reigns, the Drew McIntyres, the Seth Rollins, like all these guys built up wrestling to what we know it as today. And these legends walk in and just take their spotlight. And I'm sick of it. Like, and I know it's like, you got to respect, and I do respect, but we don't need that. And my second bit is kind of going back to it. When we talked about how Mania can be, and I remember even telling you this before it was a big thing on the internet, I said, this could be Endgame. And we talked about this. I said, Roman has made so many enemies that the visual should be the locker room coming out and pushing The Rock away so Cody can have his one-on-one moment. And then the gong hit. And I know it's a legend and everyone gets excited for it, but Undertaker had nothing to do with this story. And
Not
the
true.
bullet point,
Disagree.
Don't tell me because Roman beat him at Mania. When you take stories, they are chunks of stories. So if you're a wrestling fan, I want to break this down logically. If you're a wrestling fan and you're brand new, like Lily's brand new to wrestling, but she got into this bloodline story. She knows the bloodline story. She knows this gap of a story. Now it's cool to pick and choose and go that route, but Undertaker was never done dirty by the bloodline. Undertaker never did anything.
True.
He has nothing to do with this. That was a cheap pop to get a legend over. That did nothing to help the current day people get over. Like it was a throwaway spot.
So here's the thing. I have a good authority that Stone Cold was supposed to be that guy because they wanted the Rock.
Shouldn't have been Stone Cold either.
But I get that. But here's the thing. Here's what you say, Bobby?
I think it should have been only because 25 years later,
yes,
Philadelphia, the trilogy started between The Rock and Stone Cold. Everybody wanted it. You should have gave the fans what they wanted. Even though The Undertaker, like you said, star power, it's great. It had nothing to do with that. There was some connection with Stone Cold. There was because it's the same place, same city. 25 years later, He's a rebel. He don't care. He's gonna come and take names.
And that was the thing. Rock Austin's is the biggest rivalry in wrestling. Maybe it's up there with Rock, with Austin, McMahon, of course, and a few others. But I get it. But something happened because he was supposed to do it, and I have it on good authority that they couldn't work it out. There was some other things going on, but they wanted to have a legend. I get, and Anthony, I get what you're saying because you're not wrong. But
for 2 years, this roster put this storyline together, and for them to put for them to come out and celebrate. Then after, it's like you shouldn't have came out and celebrated. You should have been part of the revolution to say, "Hey, legends, it's our time now." Like, respectfully, f off. Like, I beat it. Cody, here's your moment. There, no more bloodline is interfering now. Roman has to stand on his own, and that's how you elevate Cody.
I think a better choice would have been Randy Orton in that Undertaker spot because of legacy. And because the bloodline took him out too at some point. I mean, that would have worked better, but whatever the case is, whatever it is,
they should just lean. They should lean more on their current roster instead of trying to get a cheap pop from fans for
no. Totally agree. But that being said, if you take that out of the equation, come on,
it's top to bottom. The card was fantastic.
Incredible. And let me get to the super chats real quick. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, EW1, and thank you, Jeff, for the super chats, guys. We'll hit you with one right now, and here we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I invested into this story, and then the very, very end of that story is you introduce a character who wasn't involved with it at all. You know what I mean? Like, it perturbed me, but I just feel like I hope this era of WWE is leaning on getting the next generation over, and I think legends should be, because here's the deal too. I love and respect the Undertaker, but when Undertaker goes and does interviews and says these new wrestlers play video games in the back and they're childish and then go away. Like, you had your moment, you had your time. Thank you for that. But don't sit there and criticize this generation because you're no longer in it. I'm sick of those sour grape veterans who do that. I'm sick of these old veterans who are like, these new guys don't do it the way we did it, and we don't like it, and da-da-da-da. Then go away. Go away. You had your moment. You had your time. This new generation's doing their thing. Let them rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that respect is not being passed on to this newer generation. And the reason why TKO is huge, the reason why wrestling is as popular as it is right now is because during a certain era, they kind of killed the business by doing things the old school way. And this newer generation reinvented professional wrestling and made it cool again. Rock can sit there and say, I made it cool again by coming back. But you inserted even Triple H said, that wasn't really the plan. Rock made a phone call and we said, let's make it work. Like, let's start passing the buck to this next generation. Let them rock. They're super talented.
I agree. Guys, by the way, subscriber wise, we are at 9,932. So look, I want to tell you guys that we would have had it last night, and this goes to show you the hate in the world. So what we did was we did something a little different this time. We always give out cards. We say, hey man, subscribe. But I wanted to hit it for WrestleMania weekend, so we got aggressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I told Mike, I said, Mike, you tell people that we're trying to hit 10K and we need to hit it tonight. You got to subscribe tonight, right in front of us with this card. We literally made people take their phones out online and subscribe in front of us. And we did a live show right there to get people to subscribe. It was packed. We were doing great, and people were getting cards. And one lady goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "We're doing something for YouTube." "Oh, YouTube is so stupid." I was like, "Okay, well, you don't have to like it. It's cool, lady. You don't got to watch." She goes, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get security." So Karen went down and got security.
Oh my God.
Yeah, listen to this. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So I had my banner out, right?
Oh, you idiot. That's funny.
I had it on my easel. We had it on the sidewalk. It was not in the way. Everybody was surrounding it. They were already drinking beers and everything. So we had it surrounded. It was like we were tailgating. And she goes, "Yeah, he's got that. He's advertising. He's advertising." Wow. So security goes, "Hey man, you got to put it away." I'm like, "What's going on, bro?" He's like, "Well, you advertising." I'm like, it's the YouTube channel. So let me ask you a question. I said, "Do you watch YouTube?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "So if Simon Miller was out here doing his thing, we should tell him to go away." I said, "I'm just trying to get my subscribers." "Bro, I get it, but I don't want her crying." I said, "Okay."
Then tell her to go away.
That's somebody that's not a job. You're not making any money. Bro. People don't get that. There's no sales. You're not taking money out of the pockets of the conglomerate known as,
Yeah, I would have had it because at that point I was at 110. and they made me stop. And it was we got. So I don't know if you guys knew where I was on Monday, but let me see if I can look and see where I was. It's crazy how great we did when I really pushed. Let's see if I can see some of my posts. Jeez.
While he's pulling this up, everyone who's watching live, hit that share button. But like I said before, especially if you weren't here since the beginning, write something. Like sharing something is great, but when you as the person physically write something in that share of being like, hey, I really support this people, like they're really good people, this is what someone needs, like this, like it means more when someone reads like, oh, this is why this is more impactful for me to give my time to give this support. So like when you share it, be like, man, this dude and his family work so hard for this. Like if you guys can just take a couple moments of your time and hit that subscribe button, it would really mean the world to me. They deserve it. Like put a little bit of your piece of yourself and your heart into that post, and more people are going to they're going to respond more to it.
Right. Do the trifecta: like, share, and like, share, and write a comment. There you go. Trifecta.
So 5 days ago, I was at 9,500. I got almost 500. I almost got 100 a day.
That's crazy.
I would have had it. I would have had it last night.
I wish I had the courage to just start screaming and carrying on like that. I don't have it in me.
Bro, I was cutting promos like you would not believe. But it was incredible. So look, I mean, here's some of the things we went through, guys. If you can see anything. That's how I said SmackDown, me and Ruda. This is look, I hope you guys hear this. This was incredible. In case you guys haven't seen this,
we know we have the lovely Victoria.
We'll play. Here to just grab it. Let's get the physical title.
Kira. I'll let you guys.
And listen, I've seen Ruda walking around with you with an IC title over his shoulder, and I'm just like, gimmick infringement. All right.
You guys hear this?
A little bit, yeah.
We have
it's hard to hear.
Nightingale here, who is
Willow, love her to death.
So I know Willow outside of here, and thank you, Anthony. My son's here. This is my oldest son, Anthony. I love you, Anthony, so much. You're a great kid. What happened here? Why did block out? Anyway, so long story short, Willow and formerly known as Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford, basically, Kira had no idea what was going on. No idea.
She's so uncomfortable. Like she's like, I hate this. I hate all of this.
Right. And then I said, so what I basically said here was, look, when you're not a queen yet, because you two are queens. You're a princess. You're my princess, but you're between two champions, and you're a champion as well. But you can't be a champion if you don't have a title.
God. This TWF Federation is getting stacked.
Yeah.
TWF is getting stacked up.
She has no clue. So look, and so you guys know Anthony. Basically, this is his gimmick that she's stealing. Anyway. So look, and you see I got all verklempt, as always. And this kid was legitimately shocked. She had no clue.
Well, can you pause real quick before you unveil this? Because I kind of know I seen a little bit of it, but real quick, when we were in Toms River, New Jersey for the Contest of Champions, myself and Tony got to link up and we were doing stuff. I was hosting the convention. Tony was doing his thing at that convention. And it was a big moment for all of us. And there was a little girl who came walking up, and Tony has all the titles, and Tony puts them all on display. And this little girl just was like enamored by the Divas Championship, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love it so much!" And da 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 da. And Kara was just like, "You can have it," and just didn't consult with Tony at all, and just said, "I'm giving my title to this little girl."
The backstory is the little girl wanted to buy a belt. She asked her dad, and he didn't say it to her. I could see. He goes, "We don't have the money." I could. You can tell. You can tell when people don't have the funds. And he goes, "Come on, honey, it's okay." So he's trying to rush her away. And Kira saw that they didn't have the means to get it, and she loved this title because she loved Paige.
It was her first title too. It was the first one you physically bought for her.
It's the first title I ever bought for her. And Kira did not hesitate for 1 second. She didn't even ask me.
Nope.
She grabbed the title off the shelf.
Put it on her shoulder.
And put the kids on her shoulder, put the belt on the girl's shoulder. And the girl was like, "What?" She goes, "It's yours. You can have this. This is yours."
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was one of the coolest. Dude, from that moment on, I fucking fell in love with that kid. She's such a cool kid, man.
So what's great about that is not only did Ruda, where's the Divas title? The Divas, not the Kira.
It's on her. It's on her shelf in her room, not on your shelf.
Might be. So not only, and let me tell you guys, I cannot say any more. I mean, I can't say enough about Ruda. guys, if you knew the kind of guy Ruda is, he's like Bobby. The people in this room, and I wish Richie was here. I can send them invite. I don't know if he's showing up, but you know, there are people in my life. They've only known me a little under 2 years. True story. Ruda's only known me a year. Blackwell maybe almost going on 2 now. Bobby Rassel's about almost 2. Ricky, you going on?
Actually, you met Bobby Rassel the same day we all met each other in Philly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say this about these guys in this room, including Ricky and Ruda, of course. These are good dudes. Even me and Blackwell's had our words, and me and Ricky's going at it. Listen, people argue when you get we're men. It happens. But I can honestly say these guys are definitely the real deal. The real deal. I can't thank you guys enough for being in my life. Where's Kira with these titles? My son's really trying to get over. Kira was raised by me. That's true. My Anthony did help raise Kira. But anyway, look at that title. Look at that. That was a Divas. Look at that's the Kira title.
Does it say Kira on it?
It says Kira.
That's sick.
Yeah. So of course we have a surprise because of Ruda. And so Ruda gave
that blue leather.
It's for Judgment Day. It's purple for Judgment
purple
Day.
leather. Got you.
So here is the Kira's title.
Oh wow, that's very vibrant.
That's decent.
Let me shut up. Hold me a second. Sorry guys.
Oh my goodness.
And the TWF logo, of course. And then so Ruda said, you got your Kira title, but listen, that doesn't replace your Divas title. So look at this. This wasn't on camera. This was a gift.
He gave her back the Divas title.
She got her Divas title back, and not the one she gave the girl commemorative. This is and
the title she gave to the little girl was, and it doesn't take away from the fact that it happened, but the title was more like it wasn't like a toy title, but it was more of like you give it to a kid and they could beat it up. It's a lot lighter. It's not jagged. It's not metal. It's not gonna kill you. It's like a perfect starter title for a kid. Like it was leather. It was like all the cool things a title should be, but it wasn't like that plastic Walmart title you buy off the shelf. So it was a really good title. Like it was responsible to give it to a kid just because you weren't giving him like a 10-pound, 15-pound title that the kid could barely carry. Like it was meant for like a little kid. Like it was awesome.
Yeah. So from now on, guys, if you order a title from Ruda, it will have the TWF logo on it. That means you belong to the Tantalizing Wrestling Federation. So you that's not anybody else will have those. So it shows that we guys are an elite company.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
I don't own any titles for a long time, and it was always the joke on the show that I don't have titles. I don't have titles because I put all my money into my podcast equipment. But when I'd had Ruda on the podcast, he knew how passionate I was, and he actually hooked me up with the AEW title right there, like for free as a gift. He's just a super cool dude, man. Ruda, if you're listening too, I got to meet his mentor at a show, and I kind of walked up to him and nobody was around, and I gave a Polsky, and I was just like, hey man, I must have watched that documentary on Hulu, Wrestlers, about 100 times about like the Evolve and just everyone who went through that academy and your mind for the business. Ruda's name's actually said in the documentary. They're like, Ruda, call an ambulance for Darby Allin. But yeah, he's just a good dude, man. He works super hard, not just in his own business and his titles, but as a manager, as a GM, as just in the wrestling business. The guy is a mensch, we'll say. That word was used twice this week. Yeah,
mensch. But yeah, it's the whole week was credible. So let's get to this. So we all do we agree that Cody should have finished the story, that he should have finished?
Yeah, absolutely.
We agree.
Yeah. Yes.
So here's my question to you guys. Where does Roman go from here? Does Roman step away? Do we see Roman on SmackDown on Friday? He says, I'll be back for you. What happens here?
I think Roman goes away for a little bit. I think he's earned it. I think he's done his time. I think it's time for him to maybe not just go away forever, but he worked his butt off for 2-3 years during this story. I know it was criticized that he wasn't on TV as much as he possibly should have, but that's just the type of champion he was, and that's the way he presented himself and portrayed himself. He is someone who can't go 100% like everybody else anymore because of his health. Underlying health issues, that it's in remission, but at any point it still takes a lot out of you, and you still have to do certain things and take certain things to keep yourself in remission. But the guy paid his dues. He's done everything he could possibly do as a WWE superstar, and he's earned a time off to kind of just hang out and relax. And he had his moment. He's one of the longest defendingest, most accoladed champions in WWE history. He's held it down for the last 7 years, and it's time for the rest of the company now to evolve. And he had his era. Like Stone Cold was like, when people talk about Stone Cold and The Rock, it was only a 2, 3, 4 year window. You know what I mean? Like they weren't there for 10, 15 years. Roman's longevity, his timeline of wrestling is longer than most. Like Hogan had a huge chunk, but like people think the Attitude Era was such a big stretch, and Stone Cold and The Rock were really not around as long as people give him credit for. Roman held down for a very long time.
The actual Attitude Era only ran from basically the end of 97 to 2000, maybe. Because 2001, 2002 is Ruthless Aggression. So it wasn't that long, guys. I just want to shout out my kid. I'm sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
No, I don't think Austin gets as much credit as he deserves because his WCW days were legendary.
Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah, you got to go back before the Attitude Era. Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman.
His stuff with Whipwreck and ECW was fantastic. That's where you essentially Stone Cold was what we now know as Stone Cold was birthed in ECW during that Mikey Whipwreck era.
Mikey Whipwreck, who I train with. You guys know I come from the same cloth as Mikey Whipwreck, and Mikey doesn't get enough credit as well. Neither do I, but that's okay. But Mikey Whipwreck, listen, I think Mikey Whipwreck should have been in WWE. He had a couple matches in WCW, but he was a trailblazer, and that whole gimmick that Mikey how the underdog, that was a collaborative thing that people came up with. I can't tell the entire story because we're sworn to secrecy, but I will say this. I was there. I was in the mix when that stuff was going on. Paulie still owes me $50, by the way. I should have got it at Hall of Fame. Let me ask you guys this. So Cody finishing the story was great. Rock on Monday passed something in his hand. Do you know what it was?
I don't know. I don't really care. He whispered something in his ear. We never knew what he whispered in his ear. He passed.
No, I do. We do know.
What did he say?
He said, "I'm going to make you bleed tonight."
Oh yeah, I know that's what he said.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. So didn't Cody's bus catch on fire?
It did.
How did he passed him a lighter?
That makes sense.
He passed Cody a lighter last night.
So I'm gonna be honest. The only time I probably won't give a shit again is when The Rock comes back to challenge Cody. I want Cody to go on and start doing cool stuff again. I don't care if The Rock comes back. I'm gonna be honest.
But here's the thing: The Rock puts more eyes on the product, especially with Netflix. This is for Netflix because this feud, I guarantee you, it'll be Rock Cody at Royal Rumble right when the Netflix deal kicks in January.
We're poised for 2 great matches. Roman's going to disappear. The Rock's going to take so much credit for being the head guy. He basically dissed Roman without Roman being there. So we're going to have Rock, Cody, Roman gets involved, and then finally Roman and Rock. If it goes that way, it's a possibility that we could be poised for that.
You could have a third match in that. You can have Rock keep showing up and inserting himself and getting title fights. Like if I was Cody doing that promo, I'd have been like, I want that title. And he's like, earn it.
Yeah,
that's what I was said. Earn it. Go get some matches in.
I thought that was going to happen. I'm the people's
Punk versus Rock.
Yeah,
because that's Punk has to come out and be like, bro, I'm sick of you showing up and just taking stuff whenever you want. I'm here now.
That's a great feud.
People didn't chant your name for 7 years. They chanted mine. You know what I mean? Like Punk and Rock is money feud.
What do you guys think about Stephanie McMahon? And this was great in my opinion. Stephanie showing up night 2, coming out as a talent, and saying,
"Well,
this is a new."
I need Tantalizing Tony to say you were right, Tony. First, because when all the Vince stuff was being talked about, I said to you, it's not a coincidence Stephanie stepped away, and he's like, no, she loves her father. There's respect there.
Well, she does love her father.
I don't think there is. She sat during that Hall of Fame speech, and they buried her father in front of her, and she never even broke it. I think it's very publicly known now that I don't think she has any respect on that level.
I agree with that now, but you have to realize this is the way I look at it.
I think Stephanie knows where the bodies are buried, and I think for a long time she allowed herself to be there, but I think it got to a point where it's like, I can't do this no more, and she walked away.
I agree with you, but I talked to Lorraine about this. And speaking of Lorraine, guys, Lorraine was very sick. She's doing much better. Lorraine had pneumonia. Lorraine was septic. Lorraine was in bad shape. The doctor said she almost died. Lorraine was in bad shape, guys, and she's doing much better now. So shout out to Lorraine.
Lorraine, you got to stick around because I got to meet you and give you that autograph you've been waiting for.
He wants to sign your boobs still, I know. So, but
I got to finish my story.
Wow. So I looked at it like this. I talked to Lorraine about this. I said to her, I wonder if I did something like that, would Kira or Jasmine cover for me? And who knows? Like when you love your dad, it's
First
your
off,
father.
if you did Vince McMahon level stuff,
well, I'm not gonna crap on anybody's head. What I'm saying is not to that extent, but what I'm saying is that we're men and men do some skeevy things sometimes, you know. No, I mean, I'm not. Look. You're telling me you've never catcalled at a woman before? You never say, "Hey, what's up, mama? Hey, mama. Hey, mama." Never in your life. Listen, you're telling me. Well, you're younger than me, but I know back in the day, I'm like, "Yo, sweetheart." You get canceled for that nowadays. But back then, you didn't know any better. I'm just saying that we've done things as guys that we're not proud of. But your daughter's your daughter. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that she should have his back. No. Oh, I know you. My daughter would give me. Jasmine would give me the beat down.
I think Jasmine beat you up before the authorities even got there. Yeah, she gets you before cancel culture.
All I'm saying is that she loves her father. At least she did. And you know, maybe she didn't know the extent of how bad it went. You know, maybe she just thought he's a horny old guy and, you know, he couldn't keep his stuff in his pants. And now she sees that it's trafficking and sexual assault. She can't deal with that. So
real bad.
You're right. It's terrible. Jakey says he thinks that Rock planted Nick Khan to eventually replace McMahon. Now, Nick Khan and Rock go way back. People don't know this. They go way back. 10 years old in Hawaii. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They go way back. It's not out of realm of possibility. And I heard about this. Did this really happen that Vince insulted Rocky Johnson at his funeral? Is that true?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stephanie Savage stuff, truth or rumor? We'll never know.
Never know.
Someone knows.
Somebody knows.
Someone knows.
I want to jump to something else real quick, guys, if you guys don't mind. I want to jump to this guy. I know it's not WrestleMania related. Oh, sorry, guys. Tony Khan says he's going to release the footage from Brawl In with CM Punk tomorrow on Dynamite.
Why?
I think I know why. I know why.
What does it do? What does it do? What does it accomplish?
It could accomplish something. I think, in my opinion, I know why. For whatever reason, his perception of what happened is completely opposite of what CM Punk stated on that podcast. That's the only reason why. If it's anything that's remotely close or similar to what CM Punk stated, it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him.
Then hurt Punk?
It's gonna hurt TK.
Yeah,
because you know, if it's remotely anything that we can perceive, well, that's exactly what Punk said. It's done. Like, you just hurt yourself, you know. But I think whatever he's doing in his mind, he has to believe that whatever occurred on that video is so egregiously opposite of what CM Punk said. But even still, it's not gonna it's not gonna.
Local pro says, sorry to cut you off there. He says, what about the NDAs? So there's only an NDA for anything that happened at AEW when it involves Punk. What happened after the press conference?
Yes,
that is all under NDA. No one's allowed to talk about that. And Punk alludes, he goes, I'll talk about it right now. I didn't sign an NDA to protect me. I signed the NDA because somebody else has some stuff they want to hide when it comes to what happened backstage that night. I didn't sign an NDA for what happened in London. He goes, it is what it is. Like, he essentially, just to kind of rewind a bit, he said after the stuff went down the first time, he said, let me go, fire me, get me out of here. And they said, no, we're going to work on it. We're going to fix it. We're going to do 2 different shows. Your guys will be on one show. His guys will be on another show. We see value in you. And more guys kept coming across the line that were pro one team and not pro the other, and still picking fights and still getting in his face. And he kept saying, if you don't handle this, I will handle it my way, and you're not going to like it. So regardless of what this video, and I'm an AEW guy. I love what goes on over there. I love that locker room. I like what's going on, but this stuff is not good. It's to a point where I don't care. Honestly, I don't look at dirt sheet stuff anymore. I'm over it. I just want to consume professional wrestling, but even if in that video Punk goes and swings on everybody and does everything and looks like an absolute monster, at the end of the day, CM Punk's not the only guy to get into a fist fight in AEW since its inception. Sammy Guevara's been in 2. Jack Perry's been in 1. The EVPs and Punk, like there's 7 fist fights that has happened backstage of that company. It's not a CM Punk problem. It's a management problem.
Yeah.
Someone needs to step up and be a locker room lead. Like, and listen, sometimes fist fights are not terrible in the world of professional wrestling. Something back in the day, you have a problem, we go out back, we handle it, we go in and we put it at the work. Brett and Sean.
Yep.
Brett and Sean ripped each other's hair out, beat each other down, and went and put on an Iron Man match a couple months later and sold more tickets than anybody in the world.
Yep.
Now, that being said, this is where my conspiracy brain comes in. All right. If me and you are all friends, right? Me and Bobby are friends, but Bobby and Tony hate each other. But we're in the business of wrestling and we want to make some money. We want to get some views for our channel. If one party does the other party wrong, it's really hard for me to say I'm going to go do business with these guys. So if FTR are Punk boys, and now they have to work a world title tag team match with the Bucks, who are actively trying to bury their best friend and hurt their best friend, that makes things interesting. And it puts another layer into a story to possibly make some money off of. Punk also said in his interview, he goes, I love how fans think they have it figured out. I love how fans sit there and say they know all the details. He goes, because when you guys think that I'm this giant monster and you think I'm this big thing, I just got the biggest paycheck of my life from WWE. So I'm laughing. You can say whatever you want about me on the internet. I'm laughing my way to the bank. I'm not saying they're all friends, but if CM Punk's version is, go ahead, release the footage. Like if Jack Perry is someone you want him to be the scapegoat, you want him gone, you're not going to use him, you have no value in him, do what you got to do. Show me choking him out. Show how much of a terrible person I am. And then when it comes down to this tag team title fight between the Bucks and FTR, if that generates more money for my boys and they make more money because it tells a story, because they're Punk guys and you're elite guys, go do it. Go make that money. So there's an aspect of Punk where I'm thinking big picture, smart thing. There's money on the table for this. And even though he's not making it, his friends can.
What about fantasy booking here? There's a hidden element. Now, this is fantasy booking. What if this is a way for Jack Perry to actually come back into the company?
Sure.
Could be.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, but I just think the overall arc is, I don't think this does anything positive for TK for releasing the footage unless there's an underlying meaning that they can make money off of this. It's got to make sense at some point. It just has to make sense.
Guys, this is Bobby Rouser from the All About Wrestling podcast with me and more.
4.3? Look at you.
Yeah. 4.3. Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. And of course, Anthony Blackwell Jr., ABJ. My apologies. There we go.
It's a bold thing, typing what pops up in that that search history there.
Anthony at 1.09, over 1,000.
Close to hitting our first. We're close to hitting our first 100 subscribers after hitting the 1K. So I'm pretty excited.
Nice. So check them both out, guys. You know what to do. I'll put the links up later. I'm being lazy right now. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, guys, listen. We're not going to stay on too much longer.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask whatever you want, bro.
Do we think we get revamped titles going forward? I think Seth's. Well, Drew's now, Damian and Mommy's title are safe. I think they're pretty new. Yeah. I think they pretty much got those designs locked in and what they want them to be. But I think the rest of those titles could be changed very soon.
So here's the thing. I was checking the sales at the Superstore and I was asking the guy which ones are the highest sellers. Now, of course, the custom, the quality, the new ones that because they had a WrestleMania 40 belt. They had there's some nice ones there, but the World Heavyweight title, Mommy's World Heavyweight title, outsells the Gold Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have listened, they're not calling it Universal Champion. They're calling it the WWE Championship again. They're taking the Universal part out of it.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, because it's Cody and he's old school, I think we're going to get the Winged Eagle with a little modification with the W on the eagle.
Yeah.
Ruda came up with a sketch on it. I seen bro, the reason why they keep that logo is because they want it noticeable. They want to give it to the football players, the baseball guys.
Yeah,
but they could do
marketing.
Marketing. They could do the Winged Eagle and they could put the W, biggest day, I think they could do with the W as the wings, or they could figure it out. I think that we get new titles. I think we get new tag team titles. And I just want to point out, I did say they split the tag team titles. I was wrong about the teams, but I was locked on R-Truth and The Miz that they were getting it.
Same.
And I'm glad that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are the champions. I think they deserve it. I think they've done a lot of good work the last couple of months. I think they killed it in Australia. And I think that Austin Theory needs this.
So Logan Paul retains. Who's the guy to eventually
L.A. Knight in Cleveland?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, Sheamus?
Nope. Sheamus got a promo, which is exciting. All right. Logan Paul is probably the most hated guy in not just the world, but in professional wrestling.
Other than Dominic.
Who would the fans go for in that situation?
Dominic.
Would it turn Dominic into this absolute megastar?
Babyface.
Here's the thing with LA Knight. I love LA Knight, but LA Knight's a guy that he's in his late 30s, 40s?
41.
Dominic's very young. Dominic is someone you want to rock with. Dominic is someone you could put on social media. Dominic's the future of this company.
Yes.
Logan Paul has a very large reach to a very young audience.
But we know
Dominic Mysterio still does the dirty, gross heel stuff, but leans into it in the Eddie aspect of where it's fun to watch him cheat. Dominic can be made a megastar wrestling Logan Paul and winning that United States Championship.
Oh my God.
But we know why
the fans would be completely stunned. Like, who do I root for? Do I root for Dom or do I root for Logan? Because we hate them both so much. And one of them is going to get that turn. And when that turn happens, it's going to be insane. It's going to be magical.
I want to address it real quick. Tom, I love you to death. And I don't want to say this with malice, but this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
David Arquette did take wrestling very seriously.
Yeah, but
Logan
he couldn't
is unbelievable.
But Logan is
Paul's on a whole nother level.
Logan could do this for the rest of his life. He could be a wrestler.
Yes.
David Arquette was never going to be a wrestler. Logan Paul, he gets it. Now, he's in it for himself, of course, but who isn't in it for themselves? I mean, we're all in it for ourselves. Look, I don't like Logan.
David Arquette's one of the first celebrities to come in and actually try to become a professional wrestler and take it seriously and learn what they go through and everything like that. So I'll give him the Logan and Paul is David Arquette of WWE into that aspect of like David Arquette set that standard of giving the business a respect as a celebrity coming in. But Logan Paul, Pat McAfee, Bad Bunny, like you can't just be a celebrity who walks in and just thinks they can do this anymore. Like you got to put the work in. And if you don't, the WWE fans are going to eat you alive for it.
Yeah. And that was Kira Mania, but just Kira Mania too.
That's sick.
It was crazy.
The guy behind her, he looks super familiar.
Let me tell you, and I got to say this, being the humbles in here, there were people that didn't come to see Victoria Crawford. They came to see me. I was in shock.
That happened to me at Suplex. Bro, you've seen the street suplexes on, right?
Yeah.
From corner to corner, Tony, shoulder to shoulder. There had to be 3,000 people there.
They said 3,500 might have been. I saw the pictures.
Crazy.
It was cops it was nuts. The traffic, we couldn't get there because of the traffic. We couldn't get to you.
Tony Deppen set up his brewery tent on the other end of the street on the one corner. He sold all of his beer within an hour. It was gone. They had no more beer left. He was calling other breweries to bring kegs to the event so they can sell. Like he called a local brewery. He's like, yo, bring kegs down and we can help you make some money here because we're selling out like crazy.
Crazy. Hey, Bobby, let me ask you a question because you're the one guy, Anthony he analyzes everything. He breaks things down, but you're the one that you always call it right. You don't call it down the middle, Blackwell. You don't. Shut up. But Bobby calls it right. And let me just say one more thing before I'm saying something. Jay Canner, who is my friend of 35 years, brought his son Logan to WrestleCon, and I can't say this enough about this guy. Jason Canner is the greatest guy on earth. Jay, I love you. It's so great seeing you. Sorry we didn't get to hook up more, but you saw how crazy it was there. You saw what I went through. We'll keep it quiet, but it was rough. But I want to thank you for hanging out, man, and just coming and sharing the time with me, man. But thank you so much. Bobby, you are the guy that calls it down the middle. You're very objective on things. Objectively, night one, we know that night 2 was a better night, but night 1, what do you think about night 1?
I thought it was okay. I liked the fact that it had a lot more matches. It was I thought it was okay because it was like the prelude to night 2. You know, could it have been better objectively? I don't know. But I think it was fair. I think it was good. I thought it was great. Night 2 just was a much better night just because of the story and everything else.
Agreed. Night 1, the tag team match. Did you get the feeling in the beginning of the match that, oh my God, this is not going good at all?
There was a few hiccups with broken ladders, and the pacing was a little off.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the tag match with Rock and
No,
Roman.
I actually thought, I'm gonna be honest, I thought the tag match was better than the main event the next night. I thought the run-ins and the bloodline, like them starting the bloodline rules as a one-on-one match and then one by one each person coming in, I thought ruined the pace of the match. I thought the run-ins took away from the match a little bit. I thought it could have been done differently. I thought overall the match was good, but I actually enjoyed the pacing and the tone that was set in the tag team match more than I did the main event this night too.
I was nervous. I was watching The Rock specifically to see if he was gonna be blown up at all. I was very impressed. The Rock did such a good job.
Yeah.
Of course, we know Cody's gonna eat that pin, and it was just.
How did you do on prediction wise?
I did pretty well.
I got one match between NXT and WWE 2 nights wrong. Only one match the entire time wrong.
That's great. I didn't do that good.
I got one right.
I got Final Testament. I got Final Testament wrong. Every other match I nailed right down on the middle.
So I picked the Street Profits, got that. I picked Bailey, I got that. I picked Logan, I got that.
Oh, real quick, Bailey. You know who made her gear?
No, who did?
Lindsay Dorado.
Did he?
Yep.
Nice. We know him. We know him personally.
Yep.
Let me look at this thing. Let me see who else I picked.
I had another cool interview spot real quick while you're looking at something.
AJ.
If you head over to Vice TV's social media pages, nothing of mine has been posted yet. There's a few photos of me doing commentary, but I got to do an interview with Vice TV. Got to pick their brain a little bit. They gave me some Dark Side of the Ring matches and a nice little Dark Side of the Ring little sticker.
Nice.
I did an interview with her Brutus the Barber Beefcake plushie.
Nice.
Yeah, they were, dude. I'm a huge Vice fan. I love their journalism style. I love the way they do stuff. But yeah, I got to meet the Vice team, which is pretty cool. They were hanging out on South Street. I'm telling you, you got to go. Have you been to Suplex yet, Bobby?
I have not.
Oh my God, you got to go.
It's so good.
So many people I know, they tell me about it. I haven't gone.
I'll be there tomorrow, by the way, guys. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off. We got some kind of state day where, so I'm going at it tomorrow. I'll go look at a couple things. Got a little bit extra cheddar, if you know what I'm saying.
You can go pick up one of these.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of merch, oh yes, guys, we did very good with merch. But listen, Toned In. What's up, Toned In? Guys, check out Toned In Entertainment. He interviewed me this week. Great guy. His name's Tony as well. I'll get his link.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, he was at.
That's awesome.
He was at WrestleCon.
No, he said was he at Suplex that I'm asking?
No, he was at WrestleCon.
No.
I'm gonna be giving away. We be doing giveaways. Merch. We got a lot of merch. Not a lot, believe it or not, but we got a few shirts. We also have some John Cena shirts and Undertaker shirts to give away. So
do you have any more of your Tantalizing Mania ones?
I got, bro. Yours is on the side already. As is Bobby Rassel's.
Yeah.
All my people's shirts on the side. I got one for Jasmine. I got one for you. What size does Lily wear? Find out what size we get her. I got on my peeps.
Chat, she'll say it.
Got my peeps. Kira, can you show the swingy things?
Oh, Tone was at both. I wish we would have linked up or known each other about that. And I would love to. Small for Lily. Love to collaborate with you. I was doing commentary at Suplex. It was a blast.
Hey, your son gave me your business card at W World, but I realized I already subscribed to you. Wish I said hi, QT. Thank you so much, Erotic Fresco.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me play the super chat real quick. Thank you. Every time we get a super chat, we play a video, and let's get Mikey old school from when he first started as a rookie.
Thanks for the super chat, baby. Ding, 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 ding.
There's an
Ding,
echo on
ding.
that when you play it.
I know it's because
Just
I had
give me
crappy mics back then, but now, but how about this? Let's do this one. Hold on. Sorry, Kira.
What's up, everybody? It's for the super chat, and thanks for the super chat, ding, 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 ding.
Is that a Backlash spoof?
Huh?
Is that a Backlash logo spoof on that one?
I
The
don't.
Magnificent Mikey shirt. It looks like a Backlash logo, but instead of saying Backlash, it looks like it says Magnificent Mikey.
I don't know, bro. SummerSlam.
Is SummerSlam? Thank you.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, SummerSlam. Kira does the themes. Kira does great with the merch, by the way, guys. I want to say this too about merch. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going in. If you guys need merchandise, if you need merchandise, Bobby Rassos does merch, guys. He does great merch. In fact, he's got merch behind him. Don't you, Bobby?
Someone's playing. We can't hear it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Something's playing in your background.
We're sharing the sound.
Bobby, what is the shirt you got going on behind you there?
Oh, so yeah, this is the So I do shirts, of course. If you join our channel, it's a Philly thing, all about wrestling podcast. This was in commemoration for WrestleMania in Philly. Boom. All
Love it, brother. Love it.
Oh, and we gotta listen, guys. I have a very special shirt for next month. I love it because this individual is, in my opinion, one of the greatest wrestlers to not have been greatest wrestlers, if you catch my drift. But I have a shirt, and I'm gonna share it, and I'll make you guys shirts. Just let me know what size you wear, but it's gonna be
appreciate it. Once I get my money straight, I'll send you guys all the stuff too. But your boy's broke as a joke. Your boy's struggling, dude. I don't even own, like, I had my own Mania shirt that I made. It's not as cool as Tony's and stuff because mine's very clip art, but I made my own version of the Liberty Bell. And I literally had to get paid for commentary to buy my own T-shirt before it goes off my merch page, so I could own a member of my own shirt for Mania to remember the whole situation. So your boy's struggling.
Gosh, yeah, he's from India.
Hey, what's up, Kosh? How you doing? Listen, guys.
Gosh, where we at subscriber wise? I'll
tell you right.
Move up?
No, I don't know, but here's Mikey, guys. What you guys see this real quick. This is Mikey's. This is at WWE World.
Nice. Look at this swagger on that kid,
bro. It's incredible. Look at this kid.
Bounce me out for 1 second, and then when I give you a thumbs up, bring me back.
I got you. And where's my Kira? Guys, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. It might not happen tonight. It's cool, but if you get a chance, share the channel right now. Tell people to subscribe. And Kira's trying to find mine as well. WWE World is good. Now, Fanatics took over. I don't know if I'm too sold on Fanatics, believe it or not, but you know. And here's me. Let me tell you, I wore my merch the whole weekend. It was hot, bro. These sweatshirts are hot.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was so cool. So yeah, we went to W World, did a lot of things. Kira, can you pull up Dahlia's? She wanted to show her shirt. So Dahlia, we sent Dahlia merch. Dahlia won a contest. So we sent Dahlia merch and she put it on Instagram stories. And thank you so much, Dahlia, for that. Kira's doing hard work. Let's guys, this WrestleMania week was crazy. Did we get our own cards made? Yes, we sure did. Staples. We get them done at Staples. And Kira did it so the link tree goes to all our stuff. Thank you for sharing that, Tom. Appreciate you guys. She said she tagged us. So even though she tagged me, you can't see it? Oh, because the story expired. Okay. But Dahlia did put it on her stories. So Dahlia, thank you for wearing the merch and putting it up there. We appreciate you. Once again, guys, if you guys at WrestleCon, you said that no, I didn't. I didn't get my cards made because I was just I wasn't I had so much going on. Kira did so much work, guys. Let me tell you guys, this was a 4 to 5 month. I got you. Anthony. This is a 4 to 5 month planning thing where Kira literally planned everything on how the car was packed, with hotel accommodations, food, what we were bringing. It was crazy. We brought every title, guys, every single title, and we put every title up. Yeah, let me tell you, the cart was so heavy, the wheels broke because they were too heavy for the titles. The wheel broke.
Here's a cool thing too. If you notice the video of you guys driving home at 4:00 in the morning, Bobby's in the front seat, Mikey's in the car seat, you're in the front seat, and the rest of the car is built like an igloo, and Kira's laying under just wreckage,
rubble. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, just to go once again, it just goes to show that, man, Kira puts everyone over herself. You know what I mean? The kid is selfless.
She is selfless. She can't hear you, but yeah, she. A lot of and people say, Tony, you cry so much. Let me tell you why.
My kid's as cool as yours. I'd cry all the time too.
But let me tell you, I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory and people know business. But listen to this. I was not a happy kid. My mother loves me. I know she does. But I'll be honest with you, we never had a good relationship, and I never felt like she ever believed in me. And she might see this. My dad was a deadbeat. He was a drug addict. I never knew him. I met him twice in my life. My uncle died when I was 14, who basically raised me, and it changed who I was because I think I would have been a better man if I had a man in my life teaching me the way to go. I made a lot of mistakes from 14 to 30 because I didn't have a male role model. So I wasn't always the best dad. I had Anthony at 19. Anthony had it rough. Anthony had it real rough. I always loved him, but I was real hard on him. I'm since I was in the Army, I'm like very, structure. Even though my life's not structured, but I want theirs to be structured because I don't want them to be like me. Because and this is what's so big about 10,000. I failed in my life more than I've won. And we've talked, Bobby, and we've talked to Anthony about this in my past. And people don't realize that this 10,000 is not just a 10,000 numbers. It validates me that I can get 100,000. I can get 1 million. That one number. I don't care about 20, 30, 50. It's just that 5-digit number. Because when you watch the game shows, you just won $10,000. People always, from back in the day, associate 10,000 with winning, And that's why I want it so bad. And after that, it's all gravy. I'm obsessed with that number. I'm going to get it. But that's why I'm like, so when Kira does something, I love it so much, but it reminds me that I didn't have it as a kid. And I go back to my childhood of not feeling like I was ever enough for my family. And Kira goes above and beyond, as does Jasmine. Jasmine, you guys don't know her that well because she's not on the show that much. Best kid ever. Bobby, I'll say it live on the show. God's a knucklehead.
I love him. I love Bobby.
Not knucklehead. He gets my. Is that him? He's sleeping right now. He's snoring right now. Sleeping. He's sleeping right now, snoring. But when it's time to get to work, he works. And I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Somebody got in my face this weekend. Somebody famous, and Bobby stepped up and said, "Yo, let me tell you something, man. I don't curse on this show. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna say it because I want you guys to get the feeling." Bobby said, "I will bust your fucking ass if you kept near my father. Please excuse me. I'm sorry." But Bobby stepped in front of me, and his chest came out. I was like, "Bobby's."
I had a lot of heart to hearts with that kid.
Real dude. I know you did.
I relate. I had a lot of good moments with Bobby. I love that kid to death. All your kids are amazing, man. I never met Tony, but you know what I mean. But like Kira, Bobby, Jasmine, they're all just good kids, man. You did a great job.
God, thank you, bro. This is Dahlia. Did a little selfie in the mirror like the girls do. Stay tantalizing. Wear my shirt to watch WrestleMania. You know how much that means to me, Dahlia. Thank you so much, man. Like
super sick. Thank you for
because somebody's wearing my name. See, but God. It's crazy.
It's only the beginning, brother.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's only the beginning. Yeah, you look at all these celebrities, man. You look at all these people who are doing it. Those days of doing it alone are over. You got to have a team. You got to have a support system. You have to have that. And the fact that we have a really strong wrestling family, a wrestling community, and we're all on the same page and we're all grinding for the same goals, and we do this together, we're going to grind. Like it's not so much what you say about people when they're not around. It's what you say when they're not around. And I think that's what makes people shine.
Line of the night. Tony's on our platform, increasing United States population. Let's go check the.
I mean, listen, there might be some more tantalizing ones running around we don't know about. Who knows?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. 96, 97, 98. Woo! Let me tell you. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Look, before we leave, let's go through the card real quick. The WrestleMania card. I think here has a few slides that shouldn't belong in, but it's okay. But wait, but the Tony Khan thing, is he gonna do it? You think he'll do it?
Who knows? Actually, do you know what's even crazier about that we're not talking about? Do you know what they're booking for the main event of that show?
Mm-mm.
It's going to be Joe versus Rhodes. They're doing Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes for the title of main event.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's a guy it's a Samoan named Joe. Roman Reigns' real name is Joe. Versus Cody's brother at the main event of Dynamite.
That guy has no shame.
Episode is just so
I'm
wrong.
going to tell you this right now, and I'm not saying this to be a hater. Cody and Roman tell a good story, but I think when it comes, I think Roman's a very talented wrestler.
Joe's a better wrestler.
Joe's a better wrestler than Samoa. Samoa Joe's better than Roman Reigns.
Both. He's better than Cody too.
Dustin is low key one of the best. He's good. Dude, Dustin went out there and had a match with Swerve Strickland that did not have business being as good as it was as a replacement for Keith Lee. Dustin Rhodes is a fantastic, work rate rise. That's going to be a great main event on Dynamite.
They should have had Goldust come out and help Cody.
That'd be nice.
So, did guys, you see actually an AEW contracted wrestler was in the ring for the celebration with Cody?
I did.
Who?
Yes. Brody
Who
Lee.
was
Won. Brody
was
Lee's kid.
really?
He had Brody Lee's kid in the ring.
Yep.
Wow, I did not know.
Cody's a good human, man. He's such a good dude.
Cody, listen, Fanatics has made it so you can't even talk to these guys. When you take a picture, they push you away.
Mm-hmm.
Cody knew it was mic'd. Cody pays attention.
He's very good.
I said, my daughter's right there. He goes, "Can you say stay tantalizing?" He looked at my lapel. He goes, "Where is she? Where is she? Stay tantalizing." Oh, there she is. Stay tantalizing. He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. Man,
if you didn't watch his entrances or see him come to the ring or see how people respond to him, he is the embodiment of a professional wrestler. Like, you look at him and you're like, this guy is the one who's going to take this company to the next level. And there was nobody else on this roster who could have beaten Roman to do that.
But it's so crazy because for so many years, he never got that bump. And we've seen it. We've seen shades of this for years. When he was with Randy, we was part of Legacy and everything. Yeah.
With this live count right now, we're 9936. We're still short, guys. It's okay. We'll get there. Guys, if you can phone a friend. Look, this is what you do. Right now, there are 63 people watching this. Okay? So the math works. If everybody calls one friend and says, this is the link to the Tantalizing Tony wrestling show, and I'm going to give you the link. That's what we're going to do here. I'm going to give you
all
the
members
link.
of the cult. If you're in here, please do me a favor. Share that out. Tell people about it. I've seen a few people pop in and say, hey, Tantalizing Universe, what's up, cult? So we got some of our people in here as well. Listen, let's work together. Let's show the power of the ABJ cult here, and let's share it out. Let's get some people in here and get these subscribers up.
Where's Kira? So where's the share thing?
I made real quick. I made a post today, and this is what it said. And I think y'all can relate heavily to this because I think as content creators, you feel me when I say this. But I said, hey, I get it. We all need to eat in this world. And if you're hungry, you got to do what you got to do. But if you're not willing to make your own plate to eat off of, and you're not willing to make your own plate to eat off of someone else's, give them the love and credit they deserve. Don't pass it off as your own meal. I've been sharing my plate since I started, and trust me, I'm working with crumbs. We all want to make art and chase our goals, but just for one moment, think of others and not yourself. This isn't anger or me being upset. I'm just trying to make this world a better place. I listen, as a content creator, I've been doing it longer than Tony, right? But at the end of the day, Tony put me onto a larger audience because he had more people watching his stuff, and a lot of people support me that came from this Tantalizing universe. And I've worked and got my own followers since then and stuff like that. But like, it's you got to give their people their roses and the ones who've helped you and pulled you up along the way. And Tony has been someone for me for that for a long time. I know.
Wow.
And listen, me and Tony had our differences and have our beef, but our beef is because a lot of the stuff that we disagreed on is because we see better in each other. and that's essentially was a lot of the driving factors of what was going on. Like there's things on this channel that I was like, Tony, man, you're better than this. Why are you doing it this way? You know what I mean? And then Tony's like, yo, this is the way I do it, and this is the way I'm going to be. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and we had that disagreement, and we buried it and moved our way past it. But at the end of the day, the mutual respect is there, and you just got to show people that love who are willing to step away from their families for 5-10 minutes to an hour, 2 hours every single week for their audience to go live and do what you got to do. Because it's more than just clicking on a link, and it's more than clicking on hitting a button to go live. Like, you're looking at 3 guys that are talking into $500 microphones and probably have $120 on their heads with earpieces. Like, this isn't a game to us. We're taking this super seriously. We want to be journalists, but we also want to cover an industry we love. And it's important. And this guy's about to hit a milestone that myself and Bobby would love to be at one day. And we respect and share that grind. So let's help him get there.
I thank you for that. And I like Xavier Horror Party Wrestling. I would like to know what you mean by that. If you're trolling me, whatever. But elaborate, because if I'm messy, I would like to know what.
There's certain aspects you're messy, but like I said, bro, I don't have the balls to go out in front of a crew full of people and scream and dance and act like a psychopath and jump around. And that's not the way I do things. But I know that my personality can't do that. Like I would have insane anxiety and stage fright that people think I'm something else. But you don't have that, and some people might think that is messy, but I think that is absolute bravery and courage, and you're willing to take a step that I'm not even willing to take to get your name out there.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, and thank you. And I may be messy. I don't know. I want to see if he elaborates. But I'll say this. You
do have SpaghettiOs on your shirt too.
Thanks. Sorry. I people don't realize. Oh wow. Okay. Here we go. We got it. All right. Let's address this. Yeah, right. Anthony, you take it.
This was one of my criticisms when that went down. He wasn't the only one that was live that day. You know what I mean?
Do you think I cashed in?
No. I will say I at the time I didn't like it. I thought it was done in bad taste. But going back and rewatching that stream, there was a lot of people who wanted to get their story out of what the Briscoes meant to them. I mean, look behind my head right here. Them boys are right above my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my friends had a lot of influence because of those boys. You know what I'm saying? And if his stream that night was a place that people can come and spread that love and say, this is what we want to remember this guy for, and we want to talk positive things. Who am I to say that's right or wrong? Everyone can look at, there's a million different ways to look at an elephant. You know what I mean? You can look at the asshole, you look at the face, and I'm not trying to curse, but at the end of the day, if that stream helped people cope, and if that stream gave people a place to spread their love for someone we lost in this business, who am I to say what's right and wrong?
And let me say this, and he's entitled to his opinion, but let me tell you one thing, Xavier Horror. Number one, I didn't cash in because any super chat that came through that night, I matched it, and I gave the GoFundMe $500, and I can prove it to you. I'll share the receipts. That's number one. I gave that Briscoe family $500 that day. That's number one. Number two, there were several times, and I'm not explaining myself, but I guess I am. There were several times I tried to get out of the stream, and people asked me to stay because they wanted to tell their stories, and I was rehashing the same thing over and again. But I'll give you a perfect example. Engo's a very popular content creator who came in maybe an hour, and he goes, "Hey, bro, I just heard this. What's going on?" So I explained what's happening there, and then more people came. We went from 12 people to 20 to 70 to 100 to 1,000 to 1,300. What was I supposed to do at that point? I have 1,300 people in the room. What this chat is going a million miles a minute, which I've never been able to control in my life. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to just, okay, bye, leave. When I've got 1,300 people in the room asking me a question, hey, what's going on and what happened? And I've got information on what's happening. So listen, number one, I didn't cash in. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I didn't monetarily get anything from that. Number three, I was uncomfortable the entire time, but I was trying to be professional, and maybe I didn't do a great job. That's your opinion. But I will say this, Xavier, is he one of your guys? Black
no, I'm not sure who that is.
So here's my thing, Xavier. If you think I cashed in, you just gave me a view tonight, so thanks for that. And I will say this in closing.
Like real quick, and I know I just at the end of the day, I know you're being defensive, and I know you're doing your thing, but I just want to kind of maybe make you step back a little bit here.
I get it.
That's their opinion.
He's entitled to it.
And Tony is telling you from his side whether you take that or not. But instead of ending it on a negative note, because you're better than that, there's no need for you to be like, hey, I'm just trying to check the tone a little bit.
I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is he's in. I said, I'm being honest. Thank you for the view. I appreciate you giving me your opinion. But unless you're in that moment here live,
Agreed.
You're gonna make mistakes. It's not like I could tape it and then edit it out. It's something that just happened.
And the thing.
When we talk, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead, Bobby.
We all right. So are we not? We're journalists in a sense. Like we're content creators. We're journalists. When these things happen, are we not supposed to talk about them? Like in a sense, I kind of feel like that's a bit censorable. Like, for instance, who's the chick in wrestling in WWE? She couldn't wrestle. Everybody got upset because the fans, oh, she can't wrestle. They took to social media. They had their own opinions. She can't wrestle. Meanwhile, as customers, as people that go and pay, we're entitled to our opinions, right? Right. So he's entitled to his opinion. However, as content creators, we're journalists. What are we not supposed to talk about this? Because it's somebody died. That's what journalists and media does. We come up and we stand in front of you, and it's a hard topic to stand in front of you and talk about. But a lot of people want to talk about it as well. So
on another, and thank you, Bobby. On another note, I didn't touch. I could have cashed in on the Vince McMahon thing. I had a phone call. Let me break down some of you guys. I know people that work in the business. There are people that tell me stuff. Hey, this is gonna break in an hour. I didn't touch Vince. I could have been one of the first content creators that talked about Vince, and I haven't.
That was one of my criticisms of Tony behind the scenes. I was like, "Oh, you want to cover that, but you won't cover this because you're a WWE." Like me and Tony, our conversation was hot.
But that's not why I didn't cover it. I didn't cover it because it's uncomfortable for me because I have daughters, and I didn't want to talk about that kind of content because of my daughters. So people are telling me, "Oh, well, you should have done this. You're entitled to your opinion, Xavier, and God bless you for that, and I appreciate it." But I'm telling you where I was going from it. And did I stay on too long? Listen, who wants to be on a stream for 4 hours? I got a life, but people kept asking me to stay. And at that point, I got 1,400 people watching. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, totally. And honestly, that was a thing that that I like I said, when we had our conversation and we talked about it, I said, hey man, this is what made me uncomfortable about it. And this is where I was like, man, I think you're a little better than that. And I think it could have been handled this way or that way or this way. And we had that conversation with men, and Tony's like, no, you're 100% right. Like this way and this way and this way could have been the way it could have been handled. And going forward, I will think of that and approach it differently next time. But like he said too, man, when you hit live, us three as content creators, we're not scripted. There's no notebooks near us. We're not taking notes and saying these are our bullet points and this is what we have to talk about. We're coming from our heart. We're coming from our soul. We're coming from pure emotion. And at the end of the day, we all want to be popular. We all want to be famous. We all want to do this. We all want to do that. And there was different ways that it could have been handled, and we're learning as we go. And Xavier, you're coming in and speaking to that. I honestly, I think as a fan, you have that criticism and you have that right to do it. And I hope you see it differently now from a content creator standpoint, because two guys in here literally fought tooth and nail over exactly what you just commented, but we both had two different sides of the coin of the way it went down, and we both learned and have grown from it, of how we handle things as journalists going forward.
And your viewers see you; they want to see you talk about these things.
Thank you. And just for the record, that incident with Mr. Briscoe is the reason why I didn't cover Vince, because I didn't feel I had enough information. I didn't have enough objectivity to cover Vince, because I knew the mistakes I made with Jay Briscoe. So that's why I didn't cover it. So I learned my lesson. So I get it. People are upset. And just so you know, I talked to his widow at a show, and I said to her, hey, listen, I want to let you know something. I met her husband a few times. He asked me to drive his bus once because they were drunk, and he knew I was a bus driver. At the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view, what was it called? Remember what it was called?
The most recent one?
The last one that they did before they sold the company. Whatever it's called. Kira could tell me.
Was it Bound for Glory? No, not Bound. That's that. I don't know. Yeah.
Kira! But I talked to his widow. I said, listen, just so you know, my name's Tantalizing Tony. When your husband died, I covered it on my show. I might have made some mistakes in the coverage. So if you ever hear my name out there that I did something with malice, there was no malice. I just was trying to cover the thing. I was one of the few content creators that knew about it because I'm from Delaware. And then she was like, you know what? Thank you so much for that. And I appreciate that. Nobody's perfect. And she hugged and kissed me on the cheek. So guess what? I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
See, I'm a little reckless, and I've gotten reckless over the years.
I think we're all, that's why we bond over it.
Like a lot of us. And I always tell Tony all the time, I'm objective. I try not to be subjective because it, when we're subjective, a lot of times we speak off of our impulses, right? Emotionally. I'm objective, and I'm only objective because I do research and things of that nature. I do have bullet points here. I do, because being objective, I have to present truth. And if I can't validate that, then I have to name a source. So there's many different things that we do and we talk about. And me, I'm a little bit more of a reckless person. I'll talk about the tough things. Controversially, if you look at my shorts, I'll say something about a wrestler that the wrestler doesn't like, and then I'll get a message from that wrestler, and then it'll turn into something else.
Mm-hmm.
But the viewers want to see us. They want to see us stand in front and talk about these topics, because this is a platform for all of the viewers to express themselves and to talk and to get it out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I want to say something in a little bit, tell you guys a little bit something that was funny. So I hope she doesn't see this, but so was working with Victoria Crawford, formerly known as Alicia Fox. And listen, you guys know you got bad gas. Sometimes you got to let it loose, man. Right? So there was nobody around me, nobody. And I let one rip. And then she walks right through it. She goes, who farted? Tantalizing, Tony. Did you fart? I said, so Mikey was there, right? On Sunday. I said, Mike, I put it on Mike. I said, Mike, did you fart? Mike, I put it on Mike.
Someone crop dusted me on commentary at Suplex. It was awful.
Oh my God. I was so embarrassed. I said, Mikey, I put it on my kid.
Another thing too that I want to give a lot of credit to, and a thing that as a journalist I respect, like we didn't go to journalism school. I know for me, I'm too broke for that shit. I couldn't afford to go do it, but I take what I do very seriously, and I want to be considered one of those top guys. But also, I think there's a lot of people in this space, and we're covering a space like we're not covering a sport. We're covering entertainment at the end of the day. This is predetermined storylines that we're trying to cover, but we're also trying to cover with respect. And it's hard to cover it and not blur those lines, because you want to cover it as a journalist, but you also want to cover it as what they're trying to sell you as weird. So to cover this industry is not easy. It really isn't, because if we cover it and say, I think Roman Reigns is a giant piece of crap scumbag, and I hope this, and this, because we're buying into the character. We don't technically mean that for him as the person, but sometimes the people playing those characters also get those lines blurred too, where people are trashing them on the internet. Are you being trashed because of your character? Or are you being trashed because of the person you are? And it's hard. It's a very, very hard industry to cover as a journalist and be treated with respect. But also, I think a lot of people try to cover and cover this business from a standpoint of dirt sheets, where we're covering fan theories and not so much like, and I think a lot of journalists don't do that either. I think a lot of people on the industry go, well, I heard because my theory is on this wrestler, and then people take what they hear on the internet and then they run with it as if it's story, and it's not. And like I said, it's not an easy industry to talk about on a level as much as we do, because there is a blurred line kayfabe still that at present that you can't cover if you're covering baseball or football or basketball.
Yeah. Listen, you guys got 5 minutes for people to ask questions and we can get out of here.
Yeah, let's get some questions going and we'll bounce out.
I need WrestleMania questions. Let's stay with WrestleMania guys on this one. You need WrestleMania questions?
Can I do a cheap plug?
No, you can't. Of course you can.
I actually got some pretty cool interviews. I'm excited for people to see in the future. I got to interview Paul London. I got a 5 questions with ABJ with Paul London. I think the 5 question bit for me is going to be bigger than my podcast. Like, it's the podcast doing an hour interview. It's hard to get people to agree to do that, because there's so many times where people, they don't know you, or they maybe haven't built out that respect, and trying to get like a guest you don't know to talk for an hour could be difficult to do. But I think that 5 questions are a really good icebreaker, and it's a really good way to get content when you're out in the field. So the Paul London one was really good. I got Sexy Eddie from GCW. I got Colby Carino, who obviously we know the Carino name. And if you're from the Philly area and you're a fan of Chikara, there's a wrestler who went by the name Ultraman is Black who doesn't do interviews, is insanely private, insanely exclusive. He doesn't do that stuff very often. There's people who are his best friends who don't know aspects of his life because that's how private he is. He kept the idea of kayfabe alive through and through and through. And I got him to agree to do an interview, which is bonkers to me. And I almost crapped my pants getting the interview. But to kind of tell a quick story, I went in to do the interview. I came out, and as I walked back out from this private area of the bar where nobody was, I walked back into the bar. Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Yuta, and Chuck Taylor are all hanging out drinking at the bar. I'm like, what just happened? This bar just turned on its head. So it was really, really cool. That's some content that I have coming forward that I'm pretty pumped for people to see that I got at Mania Week.
Cool. Listen, I'm going to take this because Xavier beat up on me, so I'm going to take his question.
Yes.
Do you think the best part of night 2 was CM Punk? No. I think CM Punk was great. I think the opening match having Seth and Drew was the right call. I think you spread it out. If you can't be last, you got to be first. I think the CM Punk angle was great in the aspects of that. That sets up future storylines with those guys. Future with Drew. Future with Seth. I thought it was great. I think the way he did it was great. I think the cash-in was incredible. I think it was perfect. Let me take this real quick too. All sports, I'll be at SummerSlam as well, and I will also be at Money in the Bank in Toronto. And guys, right now I'm 50-50 on Paris.
Ooh. Look at you.
50-50. But I'm definitely in Toronto, and I'm definitely at SummerSlam. And like I said, Paris is 50-50. Oh no!
I will say the Punk thing. I think it was my favorite moment of night 2.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I thought it was done very well. So when people were saying cash in, I was like, they can't. Drew's not hurt enough. He's not and there's just the way they told that story in a short, like they literally took a storyline with an injury and made it work. And I think in this short amount of time, what Drew did to, poke and prod at CM Punk, and then it set CM Punk for something up in the future. And I think them now fighting for no title, and then they can tell that story with the title not being involved, and they're both clawing and fighting their way to the top, but have to go through each other as well. I think it's a really fun future story that was told at Mania, and I thought it was done really well, and I thought it made Damian Priest's cash in that much cooler. Like, I think Damian Priest wins WrestleMania moment, like almost as much as Cody winning.
What about Seth Rollins? His cash in? Whose cash in was better? Was Seth Rollins cash in better? Or was Damian Priest cash in better? Both at WrestleManias.
I think they're both really, really close. It can go either way. It's because here's the thing with that too. Damian Priest cashed in Philly, and right over the bridge is where he's put all of his work in. Like the Monster Factory, like that was as much of a hometown crowd as it possibly could be for Damian Priest.
It was in New York because it was a New York crowd too. It was a New York crowd. People from New York come to Philly, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, Monster Factory is Jersey. That's a Jersey thing.
No, but he's from New York.
Yeah,
he's from the Bronx. Yeah.
So Damian Priest's thing was really, really special just because he's put so much time in the Northeast scene. For him to win in Philly was huge. I thought it was a really good cash in, and being that representation. Once again, we talk about WWE's doing really well of putting representation out there. He's the first Puerto Rican champion since Pedro Morales, and it's been 50 years. You know what I mean? Crazy. So that's super dope for him.
Bob, you agree with that cash in that CM Punk? Do you think CM Punk was the best part of night 2?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
There's no way.
I think when you get everyone's emotions involved, when it transcends beyond just a great story and a great match and everything else, when your emotions are involved, it becomes so much more memorable because you can go back and say, I felt this way when that happened, as opposed to like, yeah, that was a great thing that happened. No, I felt this way. I almost cried. I saw people crying. That was the main event. Was just the way that it ended, and everybody coming down and Triple H being dragged out, and it was just it was memorable. I think that was the best part for me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Oh, is that true? Axiom and Fraser are new tag team champions?
Wow. Yeah. NXT is doing a lot of cool stuff tonight.
Thank you for that, Steven. Where was that question? Oh, I hate to change the subject, but do you feel that Tony Khan showing the video has something to do with Jack Perry showing up at New Japan Pro Wrestling, or just because Punk interview? I think it's both. Yeah. I think both reasons. I think it's more to Punk to retaliate against Punk. Bobby Rasmus can tell you this, guys. I was very critical of CM Punk. And I was like, I don't want to hear this crap. He's the problem. And then I thought about it that everybody's dumping on this guy, but we don't know what the true story is. We're not there.
Not this guy.
I know that you was always on the side. And I thought about it. So you know what? And I actually compared myself to Punk saying, wait a minute, people lie on me all the time.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm
like,
all day.
And CM Punk's the kind of guy that speaks his mind. He says what he says, and people don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth.
He'll speak his mind to possibly chop his own head off to save somebody else because he knows it's the right thing to do it sometimes too.
True. Hello, C. Henry. Stephen Chambers would Gable turn heel versus Sammy.
That's what I thought. I thought that was going to happen at Mania, and he was going to cost him the Intercontinental title. It's just, it sounds like it's
tough.
It could happen. Like it's just.
Do you think Sami Zayn was the right call to be Gunther?
Yes.
I'll say no.
Yes.
I'll say no.
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Look, Sammy's my guy. You know I love Sammy to death.
You clamored for Sammy for a world championship.
Right. Yeah. For a world championship. I think he's already a 3-time IC champion. This might make 4, honestly. Huh?
He's work rate, baby.
He is work rate, but he's a transitional champion. He ain't holding that title long.
He had to drop the belt. Okay. You cannot be a 2-time, 3-time IC champion unless you lose it. You cannot be a world heavyweight champion unless you lose it. It's time for Gunther to ascend. And he's already he's the longest reigning IC champion in history. Drop it. Nobody.
How many days?
666.
Yeah, but 6. Wow.
Yo, God, I can't believe
I knew I predicted it. I know.
One thing I would say about that match. Do you know that Sami Zayn used to use that move
as El Generico?
They saved it for WrestleMania. That's not a move you can use anytime. And to do that move, you gotta trust somebody. That turnbuckle, what's it called? The turnbuckle
that was scary.
Turnbuckle brainbuster.
Turnbuckle brainbuster. He doesn't use that. He hasn't used that since Ring of Honor.
So Sammy is a polarizing guy, as in the fact that he can draw emotion from you to make you want him as a babyface as much as you can draw that emotion as a heel. If there's anyone who's in the company right now, you don't always have to pass the torch because there's a heel turn or anything. Sometimes a good babyface can be made by another babyface by passing that torch on and giving that respect. If there's someone who is the next Sami Zayn or the guy who is in the same boat as Sami, who makes you draw that pure emotion, whether he's a heel or a babyface, as a human being in the WWE universe, it's Chad Gable. Like Chad Gable is as much impactful in that role of making you feel something as a talent. And I think Sammy is that guy who passes that torch on to a Chad, because Sammy's contract's up at the end of this year.
Yeah, but see, here's my thing. I think the way they told the story with Chad and his daughter was the way to go. I think that'd been such a great WrestleMania moment.
It ain't over.
Chad had him. It ain't over. But I just think it would have been better that way.
Did you see there was undertones of Rocky in that match?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. The wife was Adrian, right? He had the trainer, Chad Gable. And Gunther was, what was the Russian guy, the boxer, like
he was the foreign scare.
Yeah.
It was definitely Rocky undertones. Good job on that one. Xavier, did you think want to see Dean Ambrose under no circumstances? I don't think Moxley / Dean Ambrose ever comes back to that company.
Nope.
Ever.
I don't either.
We don't want Dean Ambrose.
I don't want him. Who goes after Cody? And Jen's right. Gunther's going to bigger and better things. So you think Gunther?
I think Gunther's going to have to take down another monster in between him and going for the world championship. I don't think it's a mistake. They said Brock Lesnar's name as much as they have been. I think he is making a return.
Yeah.
And I think he comes back to fight Gunther possibly in Germany.
Number one Packers. I'm sorry I didn't see you. So many people I missed. It's crazy. Let me see. Anything else?
They need to change that IC title design. It's terrible.
I think all the titles I said are going to get revamps.
Bring back the original IC title with the black strap, please. Bring it back. Speaking of titles, I want to show you what. Let me tell you guys. I told Ruda, I said, look, I love my WWE titles. I got to start working on my tag titles. I got to start working on other stuff. And there's 2 TNA titles that I love.
2 what titles?
TNA.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was a big TNA. I wasn't a big TNA guy, but I always watched the pay-per-views because you know what it was about TNA? The ring. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do this excited ring. I hated it. So I like to run the ropes, and you can't run the ropes when you corner. It's just weird. But hold on. Root is great.
I've actually personally held, I think, 4 TNA titles that are TV titles. So I think they have a lot of, like, seeing them up close. There's a lot of really, really nice old TNA titles. I've held Moose's world champion. I held Ace Austin's tag. I've held Ace Austin's. That's gorgeous.
Wow, that's nice.
It's very similar to TNA's version of the Wing Eagle. That's nice. Who held that one? Is that Joe Kurt Angle?
Yep. And please forgive me, guys. My knee is out.
Jarrett says, I think you missed my super chat. He was right in the very, very beginning. Actually, another one too. Jared Hopfinger, $5 super chat while the titles are being shown off. Andrade needs a push for the IC title. How do you repackage Damage Control? Gunther needs to go after Damian Priest. He's the next superstar. All can be valid. I think all those are good picks. I like Andrade getting a Mania moment, but I think it sucks that Andrade bumped Dragon Lee after all the work he's been doing leading up to WrestleMania. I think it was kind of it bummed me out that Dragon Lee kind of got that push out.
Here are all the super chats, and I thank you guys for that. Jared, thank you for $2. EW1, thank you. Dance fan, my boy.
Hope I answered your question, Jared.
I think they should bring back a cruiserweight title or something. For whatever reason, I kind of feel like Andrade.
My son?
I'm booking him right.
King Kevin, Erotic Fresco, and Jared again. Guys, thank you for all the super chats. Gladly appreciate it.
How about the fact NXT just put a secondary women's championship in there? They just made a women's North American. I think if you're, I know people say there's too many championships, but the way the women's world title picture is right now, you got monsters like Jade and monsters like Bianca and like the women's division is built with just monstrous girls. And I'm being honest, man. If Liv Morgan beats Mommy after she beat Rhea, if she beats Rhea, like she was not believable as a world champion when she beat Ronda Rousey. It just wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a believable title run. And I think it hurt Liv, and I think she's really good. But I think the main roster should have a women's, a secondary women championship where your Selena Vegas and your Liv Morgans and your Alexa Blisses can fight for it.
I agree. And speaking of Alexa Bliss, when are we going to see Dreadmare?
That's her role. It looks like they are going to bring back Captain Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
And if Uncle Howdy comes back, maybe Alexa Bliss invigorates that division with her and that character.
Let me ask you, this is a good question. Do you think that Bo Dallas can pull this off?
Yes. I think I'm going to be honest. I think Bray was a very good character worker. And I've said many times on this channel, I think Bray I think Bo is a better wrestler. And the only thing that held back Bray for me as a character is they can never find a way to put a button on his stories. They would just go, and most of his stories were all fan theory. Like, we never really got anything from his characters because those stories just kind of went and went and went and went, and there was really no conclusion to them. And I think that's what kind of hurt the characters, at least from my standpoint, with Bray Wyatt. And I think if Bo can work, man, he's a great wrestler, and I think he can do that character justice and continue that on further.
I agree. He doesn't get as much credit he deserves.
Are the Final Testament going to NXT? Is that what they're doing?
They said they showed up tonight, which I think is perfect for them because they're not being utilized as monsters in WWE. So if they go to NXT and they're monsters, cool. NXT needs some main roster people to go down there and help elevate them. I think they're doing a great job, but I think having that main roster push guys to go down there and help them grow, and I think there are 3 people who can help do that.
Natalia's doing great over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Jay winning next week? Of course
not.
No way. Bull Nakano looked really good. Slim, very slim.
She did. Very, very good.
Different person.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, Bull Nakano was not put in there as an accident. I don't know if you guys are following. I have a guy in my Discord who loves him some Joshi wrestling, and he's been keeping me up to date on all the stuff that's going on over in Japan.
Julia's
not coming alone. So when Asuka and Damage Control came out, all 4 of those geishas who were ringside, who were doing that intro for Damage Control, those 4 geishas are 4 top stars over in Stardom, and Stardom's going through a huge thing where they let go of their main guy, Rossi, and Rossi is taking a lot of his talent away from Stardom, of people who were kind of done dirty over there. And a lot of those top stars, those top Joshi stars, are looking for places to go. And if they're being used in that spot there, and Julie was shown on camera, I think you're going to see a strong uptick of Japanese wrestling going to WWE and other places. Joshi wrestling had a huge impact this weekend during Mania Week. They got their own show at the 2300 Arena where Willow Nightingale performed. Stardom, they had shows at Monster Factory. Joshi wrestling is something to look out for, and I think it's going to bring some eyes, and I think they are going to end up in the E.
Mentioning Willow Nightingale, I want to tell you guys this real quick. Before Willow got signed to AEW, she did a show in New York in YWC. She was backstage. We were talking. Like I said, we're friends. And I said, listen, Willow, I said, you look a little melancholy. No, you know the road. She's the sweetest person in the world. I said, look, just so you know, get ready to, start saving those big paychecks from AEW. She goes, Tony, I'm like, listen, they're going to sign you in 6 months. You're getting signed by AEW. So your bank account's going to change. She was like, Tony, thanks for that. But come on. 4 months later, Jade's an AEW superstar.
Can I tell you something?
What?
She was already signed at that point.
No, she wasn't. No.
You're talking about when she wrestled Jade and stuff, and she was starting to get offense in.
No. I'm talking about before. This is when I went to the. This is when I went to the Hall of Fame with
Okay, yeah.
So that was a year before that. Yeah. So she wasn't signed yet, but I know what you're talking about. But
she was low key signed before she was signed, if that makes sense.
Right. AEW does that a lot.
Same with Queen Amanita. She was in there getting a lot of work. When you start seeing people show up and getting offense in, it's a good sign. You're probably you're going to get signed.
They did the whole Sky Blue thing.
Sky Blue.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I told her on Saturday. I told her on Friday. I said, so when WWE signs you at the end of next year, don't forget my WrestleMania tickets. And she looks at me like she goes, so just leave that. And let me say this right here. I want you to read this question, but because of something, cannot answer anything about Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu was supposed to work at the Cluster F at GCW post Mania Night 1. It was supposed to be him and Zilla in a tag team Pujami prison match. That match, they used sawzalls on each other. It was very gruesome. There's a reason Jacob Fatu was pulled from that match. That's all we'll say. Jacob Fatu's entrance has been put into the WWE video game. We'll just say that.
I am not saying anything because I'm the
Jacob and Lance do not have any upcoming bookings at any shows in the next 6 months.
Folks, I posted this on my social media.
I don't know anything. I'm just very smart at putting pieces together.
I have a source, Wrestling Online. I posted this night 2 about Jacob Fatu joining WWE.
I will also say this about Lance. Lance is in the best shape of his life.
Yes.
Life. I'm not saying anybody's going anywhere. Listen, I want to make this very clear to any Simone watching. I don't know anything. I'm just saying.
We're rooting for you more than you know.
You see that? That's the article. Jacob Fatu signs with WWE.
I cannot confirm or deny.
I have a source, folks. I'm saying it. What you can't say, I'm saying it, Tony.
I can't confirm or deny anything.
They're going to come for me. They come, bring it.
All I know is Lance looks great, incredible.
I've watched Lance for a long time in this area. Lance put the last couple. I got to call a Lance match at the Hamburg Fieldhouse for the very last show, the Hamburg Fieldhouse, and Lance went out there, and I've been watching Lance recently. He is more athletic than I've ever seen him be. Lance is TV ready.
TV ready. And he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yes. Insanely humble.
He was driving to the gym and comes on the show.
Yeah. I'll put it this right now. Put it this way right now. If you're not watching NXT, you should probably start. You should probably start.
Like
NXT for a long time has brought in the super athletes. Not saying that that's not going to be the case anymore. If there's a super athlete out there, NXT is going to snatch them up. But NXT is watching the independent scene again, and NXT is looking who's out there. NXT is going to change very soon.
Agreed. This question. Okay, here's the thing about Tony Khan. If Tony Khan's doing this as an angle and doesn't show any real footage, I think it's genius to get some people talking. But if he shows real footage, and I'm saying this in the camera because I'm not going to work for him anyway. If he's doing this like to expose something or to try to hurt CM Punk, very unprofessional, very petty, very childish. And it goes to show you why this company, with all the talent they have, the incredible talent, why they're not doing great. It's not the boys and girls' fault in the locker room. Those guys are incredible.
You're right.
Anybody working at AEW, I'll say this: the wrestling's great. Now, should they be doing super colliders and Canadian destroyers every match? No, of course not. Should they be having false finishes every single match? No, of course not.
That's why I watch personally. The wrestling in that company is the reason why I love it.
Well, I don't, and we can agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. I can't be seeing 55 kickouts a match, but I will say this: is that I will never disparage another performer in the ring. Tony Khan's not a performer; he's a man-child with a big pocketbook. And I'm sorry, God bless the people that are getting paid by him. I know Tony Khan loves wrestling. That I can say, but he's not a good businessman when it comes to wrestling. He maybe go to the Jaguars, but he's not good with wrestlers, because if you leave your top star CM Punk without a ride from the hotel, from the airport, whatever, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, he contradicted himself when he said, I would never, ever cut or release anyone for budget cuts. And then, lo and behold, 10 people gets released during Raw.
Yeah. Yep. It's like I said, I love that company. I love AEW, and I love it because of the people who work there. Like when I see, going back to Willow, like one of the biggest things I said for Willow was Willow walks out into a small gym and she wrestles in front of a couple hundred people. You feel, I'm not a metaphysical, supernatural, spiritual person, but if you're around Willow, you feel her energy. You feel her aura. I can't describe it into words of what you experience when you're around a Willow Nightingale, but she's a special human being. And it's insane. I get chills every time I bring this up because I'm saying this from my absolute heart. When Willow enters through that curtain, you feel a difference in the change of the air and the environment and what's going on. And I always wondered if that would translate to a larger crowd. And it is. Like when she hits that curtain, man, however big that arena is, they feel that energy from Willow, and it's insanely special. Now, that being said, I also said when they brought in a big name in the women's division, it put a glass ceiling on a lot of people. And I'm nervous for someone like Willow if she's going to be held back by a recent Mercedes Moné signing. Like they're trying to do this whole angle of Willow being this dirtball who purposely hurt her. And that's the furthest thing from what Willow wants as a star. Like you fell off the top rope and got hurt. That's part of the fight. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering of how it goes for her. But at the end of the day, Willow is like that people like Willow and Action Andretti, like Claudio, Eddie Kingston are all the reasons why I love that company. Like Eddie Kingston, love him or hate him. They went to interview him and they said, what do you think about what Punk said? He goes, I don't give a shit what Punk said. What happened with Punk is Punk's business. What I'm concerned about is the 10 people who just lost their jobs. And I hope they can bounce back. And I hope they're like, Eddie is the most real dude in this business. Like that's the reason why I'm passionate with AEW. And it sucks that we're more excited about backstage fights more than we are about Dustin Rhodes fighting Samoa Joe for the main star. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I just really want that company to be something different. And I think them trying to always get and pick and fights with people backstage is annoying. And I'll post the other side of that. Triple H going on a press conference and saying, oh, I'm sorry. So let me do the counteract. And like, I want to be down the middle. I'm not pro one side or the other, but for Triple H to go out and say, if you don't sign with our company, you're not willing to put the work in and you're lazy, kind of taking a shot at Will Ospreay. When you turn around and say that, Triple H at one side of his mouth said, I want to change the way wrestling is. And I want people to spend more time with their family. one of the biggest things with AEW is, hey, come work for 6 months and then go away for 4 and go spend time with your family and we'll take care of you. And I think that's really cool how AEW is doing that. But Triple H can't say on one side of it, like, I want people to spend more time with their family, but then when you don't want to work 320 days a year, you're being lazy and that's why you didn't come with us. But on the same token is, if you want me as a top star in your company to come work 320 days for you, then maybe at the last moment of my big story, don't bring The Undertaker out. Because I've worked for that moment, not The Undertaker. And I'm not being disrespectful again, but when I'm signing a contract, are you going to let me shine as a star? Or is every single time a legend makes a phone call to you, you're going to let them come in the door and steal my shine? That's the difference between the, now AEW did the same thing with Sting. Sting walked in and went 60-0, which I don't like either, but it's tough to find the balance between two companies. And I think it's great that both companies are thriving and doing well, but that's where I struggle with him trying to show footage of a fist fight that at the end of the day, as a boss, you let a fist fight happen backstage. So no matter what that video shows, as an owner and as a boss, you drop the ball. And now you're just showing that you dropped the ball on footage on your program.
Right. And you're making a mockery out of your own company.
Exactly. It sucks.
I knew I had something else. I interviewed Snitsky as well.
Gene's a great guy.
Snitsky?
Gene Snitsky. It's not my fault. The guy who punted the baby, the Lita baby. He's from our area.
Swole Tasha Steele.
Tasha Steele's amazing. Who was the other one with Tasha Steele?
Swole. Big Swole.
Oh, Big Swole.
Yeah. Last question before we get out of here. Is Sasha a needle mover?
Yes.
Disagree.
I think she's a needle mover, but it's yet to be seen what she brings behind the curtain.
I don't know what. Can somebody educate me? I'll be honest with you guys. I think Sasha's great. Don't get me wrong. Humble, if you're watching, I apologize. I think she's great. But if she wrestled or didn't wrestle, I wouldn't miss her. I don't think she brings that much. Not that she's not great, but I don't think
she was a representation for people that didn't have it at that point in time. Sasha was the first Bianca.
I respect her because she was willing to say no and follow what she believed in and walk out of a huge company based on
respect her for that.
And that's why I really have a lot of admiration.
But does she change the ratings? Does she make does she do what CM Punk does? Does she do what Roman does?
She brought 1 million views in 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, like she does change the needle. She does push the
Maybe
needle.
I'm wrong.
Here's the thing though. Did she walk away because it was beneficial to her, or did she walk away because she had sour grapes because she was going to lose her title?
We don't know.
Well, let's be objective here. Objectively, the women's division, we all know it was terrible when
crap.
It was, and she felt as though the way that she was being booked was terrible.
But you signed a contract. Let's go back to the contract thing. You signed a contract.
Absolutely.
You walk out.
Absolutely. I'm just explaining that's her grievance. Her grievance was that. Do I think it was? And when it came out on the podcast, I said it was completely unprofessional. You did sign a contract. You have an obligation to your fan base and things of that nature. But
at least ask to get released. At least
she pulled a Bret Hart. I'm not being booked as a top guy. I'm gonna go somewhere that's gonna book. Like Sasha is one of those people who worked her way up to the top. Well, then she got to the top, and she doesn't want to let go of the top and let the top be somebody else. That's the vibe I get from her, and that's where. And I'm sure she's a great human, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm only speaking on what you've shown us. You were supposed to drop your tag team titles. You to the Iconics, who at the time were more popular. Like, let's be real. They were the next ones who were going to get that move and who were entertaining on TV. And you and Bayley were a forced tag team because you're both better than as solo people than tag team people. So you drop your tag team titles. You were the first ones to win it. And you go on and you grow and you build a storyline. That wasn't good enough for her. She had to leave. Bayley didn't go with her. Then she gets the tag team titles again with Naomi. Hey, we're going to have you guys drop these titles. I'm out again. Like, I don't want to lose these titles. Like, that makes me nervous of her going to an AEW where there's some people backstage that like, and AEW is a company where somebody will swing on you. And there's some people in that locker room that if you come and play some games.
Can't we say the same thing about Punk in a sense?
Sure. But CM Punk also would go out of his way and say, hey, I'm not being booked, but why isn't Daniel Bryan your world champion? And like, he sticks up for other people just as much as his own.
Okay. Yeah.
CM Punk's not afraid to drop a title and to lose and to give somebody their shine. I mean, He's going to put Drew McIntyre in the biggest storyline of his career. He made Seth Rollins this megastar when he more of a megastar when he came in doing that story. Like CM Punk knows good business, but the business has to be good for everybody. Sasha only cares about the business from what we're seeing. Not saying this is fact, but it just shows that it seems that she's only more out for herself than others. Why wasn't Naomi getting booked in Japan if she's teams? If you know what I mean? Like Sasha could have brought people with her. She didn't.
And I can tell you this from personal experience. She's not good to the fans a lot. Me and Bobby have a story. You guys know the story.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm
very rude
interested
to my
to
son.
see what. So maybe one of the people you just showed a photo of let some good insight out of maybe the type of person Sasha Banks is in an Instagram live.
Oh yeah. You remember that?
What
Tasha Steele and somebody else. We worked with her, and she's an asshole. So it's going to be interesting to see how if Sasha is not the person everyone says she is, or if she's going to go in and play nice with the locker room. I want her to be successful because I think her name does bring more eyes to other people.
So do I. I don't want her to fail.
But from what we've seen historically, and she's not telling anything or she's not speaking out about it, but is she someone who's a team player or is she team Sasha?
She's team Sasha. The lighter Packers game is that Cody's bus was caught on fire and Rock handed him a lighter because Rock set the fire. He's an arsonist. But like I said about Sasha,
imagine if that's the story. I'll cry.
She cursed out.
I burn your bus down.
It is what it is. He's an arsonist. Sasha, hey, we're 60 away, guys. Sasha,
come on, get those shares out. We're 60 away. Share the channel. Someone tag me on Twitter. I appreciate you tagging me. I retweeted it. Let's get them out there. Tell people to come in, stop by.
And hit the likes too, by the way. Yeah, guys. Sasha, not very. I've met her a few times. Once in Brooklyn, once in New Orleans, and she outright yelled at my son because my son was looking at her from about 40 feet away. Sasha was a heel and Bailey was a face, and they were together in the bar trying to hide. They were in plain sight. My son goes, Bobby goes, hey, look at Sasha and Bailey together, and she's like, why are you looking at me? Stop looking at us. I say, first of all, my son's 16. Watch who you talking to. I told her straight to her face. And she's like, well, he's looking at me. I said, well, we're in a public place. And I said, we're guess the hotel just
You're
like
a mega star. He's in awe of you.
You know,
bro, when I was at WrestleCon and me and you were back-to-back tables, you know who I stared at the entire day? I could not stop staring at Jake the Snake Roberts.
Let's get Bobby Rasmus out of here. Bobby, thank you for being here. I know you stayed way longer than you were here. It's great. I told Bobby 15 minutes. 2 hours later, Bobby, thank you for being here.
Thank you for your time.
You are the GOAT. Guys, the All About Wrestling podcast, guys, man, it's the way to go. And the link's there. Thank you to you, Bobby, to everybody. We love you. Thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, give my love to me and more. It's been a long time. You guys are killing it. Proud of you guys, and keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
He's awesome. Blackwalls, me and you.
Let's do it. Tag team action.
Arch rivals. So look, you got time?
I'm here all night, baby. I'm here. Listen, I'll stay until you. I'll stay in for 8 hours if that's what it takes to get you that 10K.
Wow,
baby. I'm here for you.
We're gonna do a marathon, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you. So I've been kissed by so many men this weekend. Bill Alfonso kissed me. Marty Jannetty kissed me on the cheek. And look, Marty was just so you know.
If Marty kissed you, might want to get tested. Who knows where Marty's been? He's been partying a lot.
Marty parties. I you know what I learned this weekend too, which is real crazy.
Real fast. Is Marty? I heard a rumor that he might be getting his it might be a point where he's getting amputation.
So he was walking. The rumor was that he might need to, but he was walking. He is in pain, but I think he's doing better than he was before.
Yeah,
can't speak on it.
Listen, Marty and Sean are the reason why I'm a professional wrestling fan. I know the guy's gone through a lot and he's been through a lot of things and he is who he is. But at the end of the day, I'm not a pro wrestling fan if it's not for the Rockers,
bro. So you know the story that I have a win over Marty Jannetty, right? I pinned him. Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Nuts. Bobby sent me a text saying thank you, probably. The guy's awesome. Bobby Wrestles is
the guy works hard.
You wouldn't believe how hard he works.
Real respect's real. There's a lot of people who play this bullshit in this game, and I think they take shortcuts and stuff, and I'm not here to put them down, but I only try to work with people who I think are passionate. You know what I mean, or are willing to put the work in. You know.
Yeah, there's a few people I want to put over too. That they don't need to be. That's a bad term because I can't put these guys over. They're over. Chris Van Vliet is the nicest guy in the world to me.
Love him.
Nicest guy in the world. He may do a couple minutes because he doesn't he has a lot of time, but he may jump in for a couple minutes at some point.
I got him for an hour and a half back in the day, and I was thankful as fuck for it.
Bro, that guy's the GOAT. Mark Henry was incredible. Let my son Michael interview him. AJ Francis, who couldn't have been more nicer to my son. Snitsky, incredible man. Snitsky's incredible. Shout out to Victoria Crawford, Alicia Fox for allowing me to breathe at her table because it was a lot of work. We put a lot of work in. We did. Who else? Oh, shout out to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona could have promo with me. Was awesome. There was a lot of people. Shout out to everybody. Excuse me. Excuse me. That came out to WrestleCon. I'm sorry I missed you, bro. Like really.
Yeah, dude, this weekend was absolutely crazy. Let me give some thank yous as well. Thank you to Labor of Love. They're a promotion out of Philadelphia that's going to do some really, really cool stuff. Huge thank you to Attic Brewing. What a beautiful place. That place is so cool, man. It's just it's a mecca of art. Like there's people outside selling their paintings. Like it's a very welcoming place where for everybody. Thank you to Suplex Chris and Suplex Vintage Wrestling for having me do commentary that day.
Awesome.
Super cool. Huge thank you to Westside Gun for coming and doing his pop-up show there. Brought a lot of more faces and eyes to the product. Huge thank you to Vice for being there that day. It was a beautiful, beautiful week. I wish I could have gone to WrestleCon. Once again, this is not a sob story, but we all know that your boy has to start from zero again for about 10 months, trying to find work, trying to find car, don't have anything in the bank. Like dude, be straight up honest. I went to Philly with $0 in my bank account, not planning to eat, not planning on drinking, and just kind of going and working and getting content and making my moves. You know what I mean? Like I had people had to force food down my throat because I didn't have money for it. And that's just the truth. That's how dedicated I am to this and want to do this. So, man, it was just a beautiful weekend, and it just really showed the power of professional wrestling and how important this business is, and put in perspective for me of why I fight and why I'm willing to lose everything for it, because I think it's an art form more people should show love and respect to.
I definitely agree with that. Unless I avoid the Steiner brothers. After the incident that we heard about with Rick, and after my own incident at Icons, I avoid it.
Well, that was Rick that yelled, right? That was Scott didn't say anything. It was a Rick thing.
I avoid the Steiners.
Yeah,
I avoid the Steiners. Just because. There's some wrestlers I don't talk to because I don't want to be in anybody's way. There's people I just don't. No.
I'll put it this way. And once again, maybe it's going back to my legends bit, but most people that I've met, if I had bad experiences with, are legends who just seem to not remember the fact that we're the reasons why they are legends. You could be amazing at what you do, but if you don't get crowd support or people get behind you or show you that love and support and buy your merch and make you who you are, your hard work goes just as much as the people who support you. That goes for commentaries, that go for content creators like us. We can sit here and talk to 0 people every single night for 6 years, and we probably still love it because we like talking the business. But it comes down to who's in the chats, who hits subscribe, who buys the merchandise, and who helps us get to that next level, because word of mouth is what's going to get us there. And sometimes people in these businesses forget how they got there and who made them get there, and they forget about how the fans are their lifeblood. I think I have more respect for a lot of the independent people than some of the legends, because they know what it takes to be that aspect.
Hey, you agree with this? That Nasty Boy should be in the Hall of Fame before the Steiners?
The Nasty Boys can be nasty at times as well. We'll just say that. But I think the Nasty Boys have a place in the Hall of Fame. I'm not being disrespectful, but the second they put Hillbilly Jim in the Hall of Fame, anybody can be in the Hall of Fame. Being realistic.
Okay, yeah, no, listen. What else was I gonna say? I know this much. And by the way, we are. Oh wow. We're a few away. We're not gonna hit it tonight. We're just cool. We're 8 more and we're 50 away. Guys, before you leave, this is what you do. This is your last chance to do it. We could pull up a miracle right here. If one of you share the channel. I mean, that's all you got to do is share the channel and say, "Hey, my buddy has a wrestling show. Can you just subscribe?"
Look on my community tab. Click on that community tab.
Thank you, bro. Mercy Podcast. Oh, you know what?
Go back to the homepage. I'm gonna show you something.
Hey. You see what's your homepage?
Click home. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. Past my not impressive.
Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling.
Too far. All right, collaborations with ABJ. Scroll up.
Nice. Scroll up.
Commentary. There you go. Collaboration with ABJ. Look what's right there.
Nice.
There it is, baby.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so we got a lot of people watching on Twitter, by the way. Twitter people, Twitterverse.
Twitter's fake numbers. It's probably saying a huge number. It's not. So Twitter, the StreamYard's having issues with their Twitter, where if someone scrolls past, it gives you a view count and it kind of stays there. So don't get hyped up with the Twitter numbers.
It's only 30.
Yeah, but I don't think 30 people are legit watching on Twitter.
What the hell with you? Okay.
I tested it because I was like, yo, the one that I had like 80. And I was like, there's no way 80 people are watching on Twitter. Not one person comments or likes or tweets or reshares. And it's essentially, it was a scroll through number thing.
Got you.
Oh, you got a Discord? Discord's where it's at, brother. I have a great Discord community. I love Discord. I think Discord's what essentially launched my channel more than what it is now.
All right, man. I'm actually getting tired. I'm starting to. Bro,
you're the boss. I tried my best.
No, you did great. Do you know? I just realized something. Yes, I did see Graves at Mania. Yes, I did see Graves. Graves came to WrestleCon. So shout out to Graves.
I missed that kid.
Yeah, he's awesome. I just realized something. I want to give you guys my weekend real quick. So Wednesday we went to Sam Roberts. It was awesome. Talked to Mark Henry. We met R-Truth. We met Gargano and his lovely wife Candice LeRae. Thursday we did WWE World. I met Cody. Met a lot of people. Savage got a chance to go one-on-one with The Rock. Yeah, they had a back and forth.
That. Yeah, I seen that.
What else happened? Then of course Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford. Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania. So because Michael wasn't with us after WrestleMania Saturday, it took us 2 hours to get from Lincoln Financial, 4 miles. 4 miles. I took them back to the hotel and then drove to Delaware to get Michael. So we got back to the hotel about 2:30. I got to Delaware at 3:30 and drove back and I got back to the room at 5:30. Met Bruda downstairs at 6 to eat breakfast. From there, shot right to the Sheraton, set up. I was up the whole day.
Yikes.
The whole day. WrestleMania Sunday. Sunday night, we were out hanging out, whatever. Had to get up early, take somebody to the train station. Monday from that, I slept 2 hours. From 6 a.m. up with Ruda at breakfast. Ruda went home. We went, me, Bobby, Kira, and Michael went to World. We were there all day.
Yeah, I heard the World stuff was cool. So I thought World was like overpriced, super expensive, and they said it was like $30 or $36 to get in. And like you can stand in line and meet people for free. Everything's not paywalled. There's a bunch of like sets you can go do, and a lot like it's more than what I expected stuff to be. And I've seen a lot of people do, and I was like, man, if I wasn't so busy and if I had transportation around the city, or I could have bought an Uber or anything, like I would have liked to experience WrestleMania World, but unfortunately I'll have to wait for another time. I had no way to get around. I was literally at the mercy of at everybody. So I want to give a huge thank you to the Opinion City podcast. You know, if like your boy has got 0. When I say that, I'm dead serious, 0. And these guys would drive 2.5 hours from where they live to come to me, to grab me, to drive another 2.5, 3 hours to Philly to take me to, so I can have an experience this week. Like, that doesn't happen if the Opinion City podcast did not help me out in that aspect. They help me with the StreamYard. They help me with all that stuff. Like, they work so much. And they could be another set of content creators who could be stepping on my neck and saying, oh, this guy's got nothing. He can fall into obscurity and we can take his spot. But that's not what they're about. They're like, no, you're super talented and we want to grind with you. So if you go back to, if you go to subscribe to my page, on the very bottom is Opinion City Podcast. They're grinding too. I think they're like 200, 300 subscribers. If you guys can throw them some love as well. They do a lot of independent interviews. They work really, really hard. But I wouldn't have had any Mania experience if it wasn't for them at all.
Shout out to them. All right, listen, I'm going to break down. Anthony, will you help me do it? Will you help me make my Discord?
Yeah, I'll help you.
I'm going to do it. What the hell? I'm going to break down and do it, guys. More stuff I got to do.
But here's the thing. You're going to have to put it, like, if you just don't go in there and communicate and talk, it'll be a dead server. Like, there's a lot of dead servers.
No, listen, I got Bobby, got Kira. We'll talk about it. So Les wants to know about July 13th. So, in case you guys don't know, AJ Francis challenged me for the YouTube championship.
Ooh.
Everybody knows I'm on my retirement tour. And we're trying to book the match.
The thing with the TWF, man, is they're great titles. But when you are given the title, it just, unfortunately, they're so cool. It just, your nagging injuries pick up, and then it's hard to like, we want to defend. I'm saying I don't have a title yet, but they want to defend. But it's just hard, it's just,
not to mention my partial tear.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
It is crazy. But yeah. What else was I gonna say? Forgot now. Totally forgot. Yeah, Discord. I'm gonna try to get on that. But I want to say this to you, Blackwell. We're 99.44. Almost there. Thanks, bro. For
thank
talking
you.
to me.
Seriously,
No,
thank
listen.
you.
No, I appreciate you. Listen, we got to do some more stuff together. I'm more some collab.
Yeah, we got to play this
collaborating.
video game now that everything's starting to slow down.
Yes, listen, this has been the busiest time of my life. By the way, I haven't slept. I was trying to finish. That's what it was. I haven't slept straight in 4 days. I literally went straight. I went to work this morning, straight from Philly. Drove the kids home, dropped them off, and went right back. So we got up at 3:00, packed the car with everything, and then I literally got home at 5, changed clothes, and went straight to work. And have not been asleep.
I put a link in the private chat if you want to post it up. If anyone's interested and wants to hang out in my Discord to kind of see how it looks and set up and stuff, you're more than welcome to. I put the link in the private chat so you can post it.
Gotcha.
If anyone's interested, probably immediately following in the stream, I'll probably head over to my Discord and hang out. There's probably a bunch of people in there already. Hopefully they're in here chatting, but hopefully some people will be there partying. Usually our Discords go pretty late.
There it is. Boom. Right there.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Final count. Oh, it's 99. Wow. If 10,000 hits,
stream forever.
If we hit 10,000, I will go live at that point. And there will be a 10,000. If we hit 10,000 tonight, there will be a 10,000 subscriber party tomorrow at some point. So we'll invite everybody.
Let me know. I'll be here.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
So not wrestling related. Did you hear the new news?
No.
So I am a diehard Washington Commanders fan, and then when I decided I was going to follow other teams, I followed all Washington teams. Now, as a sports fan, it's hard to have a team that's not in your immediate area because like no one else cares about the team you're into. You can't go to a bar and be like, I'm rooting for my team, because everyone's kind of like, that's not our team. We don't care. So you don't have that local support of like getting like involved. So, being in Philly as much as I have been with wrestling and going to Philly places and I'm not changing my football team. I mean, I'm close because they're driving me absolutely crazy. But just like last year's Philly season, like watching the Phillies was just really fun, like to be in a bar and everyone's cheering and going nuts as Philly fans. So I said, you know what? I don't have allegiance to hockey and baseball and MLS soccer and a few of those other sports. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. So as of April 1st, which is funny because it's April Fool's, as of April 1st, I became a Philadelphia sports fan. I go Phillies, go Flyers, go Union. Like I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and root for some hometown teams, and so I can go to the bar and I can do it. And plus, I want to be a heel so bad, and Philly has that on lock. They're good at it. They're good at it.
Very, very good. Too good.
Too good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, too
But
good.
yeah, so I switched it up a little bit.
Awesome. All right, listen, I'm gonna get
you're
out.
falling out. You're falling out.
Yeah, I'm faded. I want to thank you for this, bro. I had a good time. I invited by Russell Kim, of course. Graves texted me back. His stream's not set up anymore like it used to be.
Yeah, he told me the same thing. I tried to get him to come in a few of my streams.
And Richie probably fell asleep because he works like early. So,
Mm-hmm.
but thank you everybody for being here. You got me closer. The channel, we're almost there. 9946.
The work's not done, everybody. Hit those shares, hit those likes, subscribes, the whole nine. The word of mouth is how we get it. If you really enjoy these streams, you really enjoy your watch. You don't think you have as much as a voice as you do on social media, but I'm guaranteeing there's a few people who will be like, man, I really enjoyed watching that stream and talking wrestling, and then you guys can bond over that. It happens, man. I've had people come who are now friends who bonded over like our community, the Tantalizing universe, and like my Discord are people who've never met each other. And it's like a family now because of these channels and because of these communities. You're going to find like-minded people who are into the same things you're into. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we always want more people to join that family and hang out and party with us. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep growing. Let people know word of mouth is how we grow as content creators.
Definitely word of mouth.
TWF is taking over, baby.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Bro, I can't wait. When I get that, I'm gonna be like you. You're gonna have to remove it from me. I'm gonna wear it everywhere.
If you guys notice, I'm missing some belts. We sold a few.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right. I'll eventually get that winged eagle.
Yeah,
not yours, but my own.
No, I got you. Thank you all for being here, guys. Thanks to Kira, the producer, Big Bucks Bobby, Michael, of course, and of course, Bobby Rassels. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. ABJ is a gentleman and a scholar. You guys know where to find this jabroni. Okay?
ABJ on all social media.
Yeah, it is right there. And here's the link one last time. I can't wait to get
I'm less than I'm gonna be honest. I was supposed to go live tonight, and I told my guy we're gonna cancel our show because I wanted to come live with you and help you try to get more subscribers. But I am less than 200 hours away from being a fully monetized channel on YouTube. I'm at 3,810 watch hours. So if I hit that 4,000 watch hours, I get paid for watch ads and stuff like that. So that's pretty exciting. Took me 6 years, brother, to get that 1K 4,000, but we're doing it.
Bro, it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's very lucrative if you do it right. So you get paid on between the 21st and the 22nd of the month, just so you know.
I have a couple $100 coming my first month.
Yeah, so my check coming on the 21st. I won't give you guys a number, but I'll tell you this. I will have, for the first time ever, made more in a month in YouTube than I did at my job.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, dude. That's goals. I hope like, dude, I have so many people who joined the channel, like that join button, man. I've had so many people join, and it blows me away. It literally blows me away. And it helps more than you guys know. And it doesn't cost you guys a thing. Like literally you can go and just watch a video. And just because you guys watch it helps. It doesn't cost you a cent, but to us, it can mean the world. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because I make a good living at my job, but this month was really good. I got a lot of because of WrestleMania, a lot of super chats, but also I added the new where you put the ending
the end
added the end. Yeah, so I did that. And man, let me tell you, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Dude, I had someone pay, so I did the tiers, and I put $100 tier just to do it. I had 2 people sign up for that $100 tier.
That's great.
Dude, I almost cried on stream. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, look at my analytics. Look at this.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I got new glasses. I actually can see now. So
just be careful what you put up there, so you don't put your personal information out there.
Yeah. 117,000 more views than usual. Watch time 994.6 more hours than usual.
Yeah, I just hit 200,000 plays total on my channel. 200,000. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Look at this. 827 subscribers. 497 more than usual. Look at this.
You don't get that without hitting the button. You have to go live and you have to put the work in. It doesn't come overnight. You know what I mean? Listen, I think your chat's bailing too. Everyone's saying later, gents. I think they're all bailing. Let's close this out.
They're losers. The hell with them. Bunch of
unsubscribe. Over. Come to AVJ.
bunch of ham and eggers. Yo, guys, and Jakey Bakey, you're the best moderator on planet Earth. Thank you guys for being here. Tom, you've been here from day one. Thank you guys all. Jen, thank you. Lorraine, Sleeping. Thank you. No one Packers game. Everybody, thank you so much. It was awesome. My boy Les, Local Pro Wrestling, who gave me a lot of ideas, the QR code and this and a lot of things. The guy's a genius. You guys know his thing. Everything's in the description. It actually is. Blackwell, thank you, bro. ABJ. Everybody loves ABJ. Oh, and I'm going to tell you this real quick. When we were mad at each other, the whole time we were mad, remember, I don't know if you saw the shirt that my guy Lavelle made for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you. Put your face on it. I put a circle on it next to your face. I was so
Did you really?
I did.
Wait, so there's a shirt with my face on it?
I was going to wear it. Yeah, I'll show it to you tomorrow. I was going to wear it because I know you'd appreciate that shit too. So.
Oh, that's great.
I said that's where my apologies. Guys, thanks for watching, guys. You know the deal.
Also, the people who say they're from PA, I'm also a PA boy. I'm about 2 hours from Philly.
Yeah, hey, Black, what do you think about doing a meet and greet this summer? Me and you.
Let's do it.
Me, you, Bobby Rousers, and Ruda. Maybe do a belt thing, and have, maybe
we'll find a spot. I'll tell you what, man. We might be able to talk to Attic Brewing. They're super receptive and stuff like that. They can make it like a meet and greet, and then they can do like their karaoke night with it. So it could be like a karaoke time where everyone hangs out, have some beers, drink some karaoke, and meet in like a meet and greet for us. I think it's a great venue. It's absolutely beautiful. There's parking, like everything about it, and it's in Germantown.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, the hill, right?
Yeah,
I know exactly where it is. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should definitely do that.
Packers ball.
I'll be doing commentary on 420 for a brand new company starting in North Pocono, Pennsylvania. Oh, the food trucks are amazing there too. But I'll be doing commentary at New Era Pro Wrestling. They're a brand new company starting off on 420 North Pocono High School in Pennsylvania. So if you guys want to make the drive out to the Poconos, I'll be out there doing commentary on 420. That's the only booking I have as of right now, but I might have some more coming up very soon. This weekend got me a lot more eyes on me, and a lot more people want me on commentary on their company again. I'm someone who kind of walked away from a lot of places because either I wasn't being paid or I wasn't being utilized the way I thought I should be utilized. And I bet on myself and I walked away. And now all these other places see the value, and it's growing for me again, which is super exciting. So I'll get my voice on some more companies.
We need 2 subscribers to be 50 away. I'd love to see that 9950.
So
yeah, I'm booked at home tomorrow. I'm booked at home. I'm staying.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Are you doing Dynamite stream tomorrow?
You know what? I won't know until I do it.
Yeah, I will definitely be live for Dynamite tomorrow. So if you guys,
guys, go hang out with ABJ tomorrow. I'll come hang out with you. How about that?
All right, the door's always open. I'd love for you to come hang out.
Yeah, I'll come hang out with you if that's cool.
Yeah, let's do it. Come hang out. Yeah. We'll do some AEW.
Yeah.
We can watch the footage together and do our takes.
Yeah. I'll come to deal.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Put me on a thumbnail, bro. Okay, I'm ready. I'm coming in.
I can't do thumbnails right now. I unfortunately lost Canva, so I can't do a lot of the features anymore. So my thumbnail game is it is what it is right at the moment.
We'll talk to Kieran in a second. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll fix that for you too.
Oh, Lily wants to do fashion. So Lily, real quick, another quick plug. Lily just started her own content this weekend. She loves wrestling fashion. So every wrestling show she does, like Fighting with Fashion is her new brand. And she kind of does like a thing where she interviews wrestlers about their gear and what makes their gear special and who they get their gear from. So she's taking wrestling from another aspect of more of just what's in the ring about what they're wearing. And it's a really cool idea. I think it's super, super intelligent. But she made a lot of content for that. So Wrestling with Fashion, it is, I believe, on, as of right now, just Facebook, but she's going to start making some more stuff. So please keep an eye out for that. But she has a lot of cool interviews talking to wrestlers over the WrestleMania weekend about their gear and stuff like that. It was really, really fun. But she wants to talk fashion with Kira.
Kira definitely loves fashion.
She actually, last night's stream, she did her makeup like Rhea Ripley's at Mania. She had like the big orange eye thing with the slit on the side. I think it was supposed to be Scar from The Lion King. That's what I got out of it. Who knows? But yeah. So check out Lily's content that's out there.
We need 1 sub, guys.
One sub. Let's get it. That's crazy. It just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. You guys are doing your thing. If you're hitting that share button, we appreciate it.
When it was climbing the other day, I was like, wow. Like I got almost 500 and it was 100 a day. It's crazy.
You're 1 away from 50. I'm 1 away from 100. 1,100.
There it is.
You did it.
50, guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of this, put it up on Facebook.
We're 50 away. 50 away.
This is crazy.
Maybe we'll get the other 50 tomorrow night on AEW. We'll keep putting your link up and putting it out there.
If it happens during the night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll be live.
Send me a message. Call me. I will wake up.
I will do it. I share twice the stuff from my fancy phone. Oh, that's
killing
Packers,
it.
That works for me. Appreciate that. Guys, thank you for watching. Guys, you know the spiel. Hug your family members because not promised tomorrow. Except for ABJ's account, pray. Okay.
Whatever your religion, if it's praying, if it's worship, whatever you do whatever makes you feel good. How about that?
I'm telling you, pray. But listen, for ABJ, for the whole Tantalizing crew, for the whole Tantalizing Wrestling Federation, I guess that's a real thing now.
It is. We're making it one.
It's crazy. All crazy. 50 away. What? Wow.
Dude, I have people already saying like, well, if you're the IC and he's the world and Kira's the women's champ, who's your tag team? Who's your trios? Who's your that's not for us to decide. That's, you know what I mean? That's
better talk to Ruda.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
And not to mention, I must approve of everybody that has a title, by the way, with a Tantalizing logo.
It is. Listen, at the end of the day, even though I have my own title for my own podcast, I am a member of the TWF first and foremost. Like this title is not a thing if it's not for TWF and if it's not for Joe Ruda. So
yeah, if it's not for Ruda, none of us have no titles.
Yeah, none. Yeah, we're shit out of luck.
Right on, guys. Thanks for the whole deal. You know the whole deal. Stay tantalizing. I'm not gonna do. I'm tired. Thank you. I love you guys. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy your night. Let me sign off on this thing. What is this outro? There it is. Kira's got so many things. I can't survive without it. Guys, whole spiel. This, that, the other thing, the thing before that, and then this. Stay tantalizing. Yeah.